BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Qatar. It is a new venue tonight for ALR and for Formula One as well. So looking forward to this one. Then we are just doing a lobby restart, and then we'll get going. Then tonight is a sprint. It's a sprint as well. We got 3 sprint races in the next 4 weeks or something like that. Then so this is going to be fast and frantic stuff. Then over the coming weeks or something like that. Then so yeah, cannot wait for that. Then we got sprint tonight. We got a sprint in what's after tonight? We got a sprint here tonight. We got a sprint in of course, Circuit of the America in Austin. Then we have, of course, the Mexican Grand Prix Standard. Then we have our final sprint race in Brazil. Goodness gracious me, we got a lot of action coming up, but let's take a look at the circuit, shall we, before we get into the lobby itself. It is I thought we was going to get off on time tonight then, but unfortunately we've had a couple of gremlins going on. 16 turns around this course. This is fairly new for you and I. There's only one DRS, so well, it probably isn't new for the rest of you, but it certainly is for me. I'm going to get very confused indeed. But it is a night race. It is in Qatar, our first ever race in ALR. ALR around here. Formula One has officially raced around here twice. They did have a sprint race as well. Of course, Verstappen was crowned a 3-time world champion, wasn't he? It wasn't he when F1 did race around here a few weeks back. So this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then I have no idea what the strategy is, but we are right in the middle of the compound of choice of tires. And C4 for the soft, C3 for the medium, and the hard is a C2. Intermediates and wets are available to the drivers. However, I'll be very surprised if we see the wet or intermediate tires. But then again, they had to use the intermediate tires in Bahrain, didn't they? In the World Endurance Championship, which is quite interesting. But remember, it only rains 8 times a year around Bahrain. I don't know how many times it rains in Qatar, though. I'm sure it's not that not that much at all, to be honest. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go for the drivers and the constructors, and a major. What am I saying? Yes, a major statement in the championship for last season, as of course last week. Then on our return to ALR, then with Boxtel and Troy starting in front of Percy still managed to outscore both drivers. Both drivers retired. Then that was Troy and Boxtel retiring from the race, and the gap is now 70 points. Then going into the final 6 rounds of the World Championship. Then it is going to be, well, I say it's very difficult now, isn't it, for anyone to overthrow Percy, just because of how incredible he has been this season. But Percy leads the championship on 254 points, 70 points in front of the second place Boxtel. Troy in front. Then Troy was disappointed about his contact with German in the very fast turn 1 of Japan. I thought that was very unfortunate indeed, wasn't it? We got Immortal then, unfortunately, also struggling to score as well. He's on 107 points now. A bit of freefall now. Milan in 5th position. Milan not here again tonight, which means Equals has another opportunity. Well, he has a big opportunity to go up to 5th in the championship, which would be his best ever result in an ALR championship. 10th position, Keza flying, hasn't he? He's only done 11. I say only. He's done 11 races this season. He's been absolutely magical for him, for the AlphaTauri team. He has really energized that AlphaTauri team and flying up the order. And this is first full season in the ALR Gold as well. Magnificent. I want to see what he can do next season, the full season. Looking forward to that. 8th position is Chaz. Chaz are missing tonight's race. I think this is only the first or second race that Chaz is missing, isn't it? So he has been very consistent this season, Chaz. Is it his strongest championship? I'm to and fro whether it was this season or last season. I'm going last season for him, but once again, Chaz though has really on the ground effect here of Formula 1 has really enjoyed himself. Slotfield 9th position, the McLaren, with Sam Green moving up into 10th over an incredible win last week in Japan. His first ever Grand Prix Prix win in ALR, and he broke himself into the top 10, with Liam Yeh also getting a good result for the Haas team in 11th position there, which is really good stuff indeed there for both the Haas team. Toy Coin in a 12th position there. He missed last week, but oh goodness me! But I think that he might try and see if he can regain that top 10 spot. Then German in 13th position, a horror show of a season for German. He's only finished 4 races. German has. The last time I looked at the stats there, which it's been technical gremlins for German this season. That's there. Just a nightmare for the second Alfa Romeo car. Indigo in 15th on that 45 points, 37 for Mr. Rage, who's returning after taking a break then. But it's great to see Mr. Rage back in the car. Nosey, a former Grand Prix winner, down in 16th position. But a tough season for both Nosey and the Alpine team, with Marky, who in my opinion is easily been in the top 5 most fastest drivers this season, or well, certainly in top 10 then, most fastest drivers this season for Marky. But it's just been a nightmare after nightmare for the Alpine team down in 17th. In the relegation zone, it is Coop as in soup. Nigel got some good points on his 100th start last week, 19th position there. Good stuff indeed there for Nigel. Hats off to him to keep him going, which of course the Silver Champions had a nightmare season. 20th is Chappers on 3 points in the Ferrari then. Oh, I've got to take a break. Goodness me, I've only just started. I don't know. We've got a sprint as well as a feature race, sprint as well as a Grand Prix. Constructors' Championship looks like this, and Williams are leading the way in the Constructors' Championship at 101 points now in front of the McLaren team in second. Third position is the Mercedes team, with AlphaTauri currently in 4th. Remember, AlphaTauri were languishing 8th or 9th in the Constructors until Toy Coin and Keza took over. Brilliant stuff indeed. They're the team in 4th. Alfa Romeo on 169 points. Kind of, I would say floating in no man's land. But Aston Martin are also starting to claw their way back up into potentially getting into the top half of the Constructors in 5th. 24 points back then. Haas team, a great result last time out there, and that is kind of extinguished the flame behind the Red Bull team, as they were very much a good old battle for 7th and 8th position. Red Bull needs to get themselves a good point scoring haul tonight, and they have a chance to do it. Alpine 43 points away from the Red Bull team in 9th, and Ferrari only 4 points away from Alpine, but both Alpine and Ferrari, nightmare seasons for both the two Constructors, unfortunately. And last but not least, apologies, has gone far too long. In the joint Constructors, it is the Mercedes team, 797 points and 104 in front of the Williams team, with Alfa Romeo in 3rd. 4th position is the McLaren team. 5th is the Red Bull. This is where it gets very close now, because then it's the Haas team on 448, 432 for the Ferrari, 431 for the Alpine. Now, just one away from the Ferrari team. 404 points for the AlphaTauri. Of course, they dominated the last season's joint Constructors. They're down in 9th this season now, and Aston Martin, unfortunately, in 10th position there, and unfortunately, it's not looking too good for the Aston Martin team at all. But anyone of those bottom 5 constructors can finish in 6th position there. Really good stuff indeed. Right, this is the only qualifying session. Let's talk about the format, shall we? Whilst we've waffled on through there, just make sure I got all my sound and everything on, because that would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? Me talking all about all that kind of stuff, and I didn't even have my sound on. Goodness gracious me. 2 reserves in here tonight then. Nameless making, I think this is 2nd Grand Prix start tonight. Let me have a look. It is Nameless. I apologise profusely. It's his 3rd Grand Prix start tonight. Race for the Alpine, Red Bull, and now the Alfa Romeo. It's very unusual to see an Alfa Romeo being substituted, but it has been tonight. And of course, Jay Hings driving the Mercedes with Milan not racing. Troy will be leading the line then for the Mercedes team as well. But I think that it's all or bust now, isn't it? I would say for the championship challengers of Troy and Boxtel. So this is going to get interesting, isn't it? I'm absolutely intrigued. I'm glad we had a late lobby start. Shall I tell you why? Mainly because I don't really know much about this circuit. I think that if I'm not right and if I'm not very much mistaken, I'm sure that MotoGP uses this circuit quite a lot, don't they, here in Qatar? But I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this one transpires. And German, they're out on circuit to begin with. As we start off the clock, then there is only 18 minutes of this qualifying session now before we get on to the sprint and the Grand Prix itself, of course. As you can see, it's very grainy there, isn't it? Goodness me. No, I'm not even looking at the on the laptop. Goodness gracious me. Yes, so there's no knockout tonight then. It's as fast as you can go in 18 minutes. This is going to arrange the grid then for sprint. Of course, this is the old school sprint format then, so we do not have a separate shootout for the sprint race itself. So, of course, it is 8 points for first and 1 point for eighth there. And then if you get the cut of my jib and all that kind of good stuff indeed then. Right here, let's go through the comments as well as German there is just about to line it up and let it go. Nosy lobby restart. ALR at Qatar. Equals saying, and I hope Equals, I think Equals might be buzzing around here. As you can see, look at that beautiful spectacle in the foreground there. I think that that's the where the host of the World Cup final was, isn't it? And look at that, it's incredible, isn't it, to say the least. So we're only a stone's throw away from the World Cup final here in Qatar. Qatar becoming a bit of a, of course, a bit of a becoming a sports phenomenon, isn't it? Really there. So well, let's see if this becomes a race phenomenon as well. For debut race and this is a sprint, I've got to say that is going to really hurt some drivers. It depends on how the drivers prep for this race. This is the first of 2 debutant races here this season. Then we got Las Vegas coming up fairly soon as well. Of course, the real F1 Las Vegas race is on this weekend, which apparently temperatures are going to be about 12 degrees, so not as cold as what we were fearing, but it's still going to be quite chilly out there. But I don't think it's meant to rain either. On board German, and he's coming up to complete the first sector. 16 turns around this course. German is not using. I didn't look like he was using much ERS there, unless he's got to be a bit more cleverer on the ERS potentially. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out in just a jiffy. Let me get back to the comments. Hi guys, good luck today for all movement saying. Evening, Sean. Good evening to you, Ted Tango. Looking forward to this circuit. Need a creative mind to overtake around here, but the main thing is fuel as it eats it. Oh goodness gracious me then. So Ted Tango already given us some hints about what to look out for, and fuel could be a major factor, especially if there's no safety cars. Is there going to be likelihood of safety cars around here? I don't think it's going to be very high, in my opinion, because there's a lot of runoff around here, isn't there? Which will be track limits. I think it's going to be a major factor as well. Goodness me, track limits has certainly been a talking point for most of the season in real life F1. But ALR, we got it covered then. Well, mainly Cobras got it covered then, haven't they? As they do, of course, our track limits is nothing that we need to watch out for. We'll worry about. German's gone fast as there to start us on our journey then here in Qatar. 14 minutes in this qualifying session done then. So Farf, it looks like he's not in the party at the moment, is he? Farf, isn't there? He's been talking away. Indigo hopefully got his setup sorted, because the last 2 races Indigo has forgotten to put a setup on. Mortal has gone second faster, just in front of Indigo in the Red Bull. Equalsen in a 4th position. Of course, 1 or 2 new Grand Prix winners this season in gold. He is 4th fast at the moment. Guzman are flying by. Liam Yeago's 5th fastest. Jay Hings in 6th position. He's been a revelation in ALR. Jay Hings has said, if there is a reserve of the season or a newcomer of the season, I think Jay Hings is getting my vote easily. He's been fantastic. Coop as in Soup in 6th position, with Chappers 2/10 of a second behind him in 7th position. So 2 Ferraris 6th and 7th there on the grid. That is a Ferrari very much really putting the Scuderia, the Scarlet Red Ferrari through its pace. And I quite like the look of the Las Vegas Ferrari. Nameless there in his third start tonight. Stepping in for Chazza, a multiple pole set of Chazzas with 2 pole positions there, and of course best position of 5th in the championship. Nameless there. It's only his first Grand Prix. Looking forward to see what he can do then, because he is a pretty quick cookie, if I remember rightly. Here's another quick cookie. Is Markey out of the turn 60 now, coming out to the grid hatch as well. The start finish line is basically where the start line is, which is easy for me, and he goes 4th fastest there. But the qualifying has not been Markey's problem this season. It has been races, hasn't it, there? Or been some kind of shenanigans which has caused Markey not to get the best result that he can do. Him and Alpine are probably waiting for the season to end, really, because they have had a pretty difficult season, to say least. And here's Nosey down in 16th. Of course, Nosey, another driver that has struggled this season, but hey, you're still doing a good job there for him and Alpine now. Hopefully he can do do a great job to end this season. And here is Nosey then, DRS, only one DRS in around here. And Nosey comes across the line then, and he jumps into 4th position there, and that's a great time for the Alpine cars. I should say, Boxtel's off the circuit here. This is a very much an error generator circuit. It's a brutal circuit to say at least. At 11 minutes in this qualifying session, I am very much ignoring you guys in the comments. It's just shocking behavior for me. Hang on a minute, let me get on back on with this. Gordo, good luck, Gold. I hope you're okay, Sean. I've seen the F2 leaderboard. I'm almost in the top 10. Can't believe I've gotten up there so quickly. Moomin there, of course, a race winner in Formula 2. Remember, he won the sprint in Zandvoort. So I think the Moomin is a driver who really likes the Formula 2 machines, doesn't he? Of course, still up in the air about what ALR's fourth, well, it's not really a fourth league, is it? But what ALR's event day is going to be. Are we going to have F2 again for next season, or are we going to have something different there? Keep your eyes peeled then on social media and all that kind of cool stuff. Yeah, we'll soon see what it is. But just watching Greenhead, the newest winner to ALR. It is Greenhead, of course. Recently, he's tied the knot. He is now also a Grand Prix winner. Life is good for Green, isn't it here? And also, he has changed his name as well, Sam B. Green, and good stuff. Which means I've got to change my names on the stats as well. Curse you, Sam Green. Albeit it's only a B, isn't it? There, but it's still that I got to remember to do that before Tuesday. Out of final turn, then DRS right on the money there for Green. And as I mentioned, of course, winning the race in Japan nicely. And Green there underlined his pace there and going 4th fastest, looking good indeed. Indigo right up into 3rd position at the moment. 3rd position at the moment still for Indigo. That was a very good time indeed. Hang on. Nameless, who's he? Never gets old for me. That serious person was saying that. Of course, in the comments as well. And Keza now going first, but quickly going quicker than Keza. Percy out on track now. Troy still in the pit lane. The 3 championship protagonists all out on circuit at the same time here. Albeit Boxtel's first attempt now was invalidated, and so is the second one here. Under 10 minutes to go now for Boxtel. And for goodness me, Boxtel is not helping himself here. He's in the pits as well. There's a bit of connection issues going on for Boxtel, or is it just me? I hope it's not just me. It's over, and Boxtel, I wish it probably was me then. Hello, there should be a good race, Kaz is saying. Love a good sprint. Gordo is saying, an evening short, I know as well. Hello, Mushroom, hope you're well, old chap then. Less of the wild movement there, as movement as they're just flying into the second split time as well. Urs is going to need managing too then, as Ted Tango is saying. Not quite sure. I'm not sure I can quite believe that lap. Can't believe that lap as a banker. As Ted Tango very impressed to start going in, and German is still fastest at the moment, isn't he? German is a world champion as well. German's been in the wilderness, hasn't he, as of late? This season has been marred by technical gremlins there with the Wi-Fi and other kinds of gremlins going on. Then here comes Percy, and Percy's gone fastest by just over a tenth of a second. Get your words out, Sean. It is under a tenth of a second. Percy currently on pole position. The pole position is the winner of qualifying. That's my stats anyway. Here comes Toy Coin now into the first intermediate split time as well. We'll just see if anyone else on the lap at the moment. We've got Jay Hings there in 15th in the Mercedes. Troy out on circuit as well. Boxtel as Nigel there into turn 1 now. I think he invalidated his first time, so we're going to stick with Boxtel on the track now. Let's stick with Toy Coin, shall we then? And going on the curb there. Sorry, don't want to get too you want to get too happy on those curbs, so do you? Internet didn't work well yesterday, so hosting, wish me luck then. As is far for saying as we just come into the final. So now, Mushroom, sorry to disappoint. Won't even get top 10 today. Troy is saying, and you never disappoint me, Troy. Impossible. Impossible then, as we're just coming into the final part of the circuit as well. And look, I love this part of the circuit. Incredible stuff indeed. And Toy Coin just about staying in at track limits and out of the final turn, and yellow flag is fluttering for Aston Martin. I'm not sure if it's Nigel or for Equals, and Toy Coin now, of course, second in the Formula 2 Championship. He's out of deployment now, Toy Coin is there. And as Ted Tango said, that errors is going to be a problem now. Toy Coin's time has not been registered there. Here's the world champion. Here's the world champion, which is Troy. Toycoin's time has been registered now in 6th position. We've got to just stick with Nigel. And look at that, Nigel's also at deployment as well. Goodness gracious me. There is a lot, as Ted Tango said, there's a lot of deployment out there, which is going to be a bit of a cause for concern for drivers, as with the fuel as well. But Nigel then has just gone. He's gone up to 17th now, Nigel. And here is the world champion, and Troy having a difficult season. The world champion is as Percy said, the track feels grippy. Here is Troy then. He says he's going to struggle to make the top 10 today. He was in fine battle last time out in Japan, and wasn't he? Very, of course, very unfortunate the gap between as Boxstall's left the session, and there's a Mercedes off there as well of Jay Hings, and we're into the pits. And ALR Esports has left the session now, which ain't good. Then Jay Hings just getting out of the way as let's see what this transpires now. Then German then who's on. German's gone fast, and I apologise profusely. Then Indigo's graced us with his presence there as well. Then so German has gone fast. I said this is the battle for pole position. As German had a pole this season, he has indeed. Let me get my own specs on. Back in the Dutch Grand Prix. Yellow flag is out here and there. Both Mercedes are 18th and 19th. Jay Hings just a minuscule away from Nigel in 17th position. Who's out just got across the line? It's the second Aston Martin, I believe. It's Equals who's found a quarter of a second in the Aston Martin and is in the top 10 now. As Boxstall's had to leave the session now, but we've got an opposite problem, haven't we? We've got an opposite situation to what we had in Japan. Percy, the championship leader, is now on the front row of the grid. The two championship protagonists are the world champion for last season, Troy, the man who was second at the world championship last season and second at the moment now. Boxstall is currently 19th and 20th at the moment. They do have sprint races, but golly gosh, this is not ideal. And my word, that, and I've heard a whisper that I'm not sure if it's official, though, but Percy may miss the last race or two as well. So technically the championship is not all done and dusted. Then we'll find out. Then is into the pits now comes Indigo 5th fastest at the moment. Now I've got a bit of a lull here now. Then so whilst you have a bit of a lull, let's take a look at the order from this qualifying session at the moment. I've had a bit of Pepsi whilst enjoying the incredible game between Man City and Chelsea. Gutted that Man City drew, but it was good to see Chelsea on form as well, wasn't it? German currently fast at the moment by, goodness gracious me, less than a tenth of a second there from Percy in second position. Third position is a Mortal. Keza on a lap at the moment is in fourth there. We've got Indigo in fifth. Great performance there from Indigo. That is what Red Bull needs at the moment there with Mr. Rage in eighth. Good stuff. Sloth in sixth. Nameless in seventh position there. Toy Coin in ninth for the second AlphaTauri. Whoa, back end is slivering there from Equals. 10th position is not Equals, so Keza. 10th position is Equals. Sam B. Green then in 11th position. 12th is Knowlesy with Marky in 13th. I think there's more in the piggy bank for both Alpine drivers. 14th is Liam. Yeah, both Haas cars are 11th and 14th at the moment. Both Ferraris are 15th and 16th. With Nigel 17th, Jay Hings is 18th. Boxstall and Troy have not set a time just yet. Then. Yeah, it's a good track, Percy. Very good. Movement is saying, and Serious Mushroom. Oh, his Kez is off the circuit. Then Serious Mushroom. He is not looking forward to this track. He is poor here. Was a cracking game. Gordo was saying it was indeed there between Man City and Chelsea. Wasn't one. Goodness gracious me. Now we've had some very good football today, haven't we? So I think West Ham and Nottingham Forest is a bit of a doozy as well, wasn't it? Lovely stuff indeed. Of course, this is a Formula 1 channel, not a football channel. I apologise profusely. Goodness gracious me, I just always go off topic, don't I? Today, there, of course, it was recently Nigel's 100th Grand Prix start in Japan last week. So hats off to Nigel, and also congratulations to Boxstall as well, which I forgot shamefully that it was his 50th Grand Prix start last week as well. So hats off to Nigel and Boxstall. Of course, pole position at the moment there is between German and Percy. Mortal, can he get under the if he can get under the 20s into the 19s, he might be in the facility as well. This is going to be very good. But Percy is going for his 12th pole position of his career. German is going for his 8th pole position of his career in ALR. So just watching Indigo then, he's going to rev her up and let it go. Cook back out on circuit. The Ferrari German out there as well. Just watching Indigo at the moment. And what has Indigo got in the Red Bull? That of course Indigo never had a pole position, and can he get a pole position? There is the question. And I say that at the moment it's just the top two. If you can get into the 1910, which is quite obvious, I suppose, but let's say it anyway. If you can't get into the 1910, that means you're not going to get pole position today, which is probably the silliest quote I've said all year. I know I've said a lot about it. Out of the final turn then for Indigo, he goes across the line now then, and about to start his lap then down in turn one. There's a lack of overtaking around here. I would surmise, anyway, it's a long straight down into turn one. We've only one DRS as well, so I wonder if there will be a couple of maybe some DRS trains around here. Of course, but I think that as Ted Tango has mentioned there, rookie numbers that Serious Mush was saying, and in terms of the pole position, I think the most pole positions is still Emerson, I think, with 22. 66 hundredths of a second down in the first split time for Indigo. So what has he got in this second sector now? It's technical, it's twisty, this second sector. I'm quite ramped up about the circuit. It is a tough circuit to get right. I prefer Las Vegas because I'm not a driver, of course. I think the drivers do prefer this one. It's much more interesting, I would say, than Las Vegas. That is a coming out to the second split time and beam now. That is 1200 a second up in the second time for Indigo. It is not enough then to dethrone Keza from fourth position and back on board with Indigo now. Goodness me, we're riding on board with him as I go left, right with him. Goodness me, I don't know which way I'm going, and there's an Alpine or Williams there just on the racing line. Indigo may not be too thrown with that. He may have missed. Oh, and he's also a bit wide there, and he's out of the float as well. But what could Indigo do as he comes across the line then? 50 seconds to go, and he improves by half a tenth of a second, but it's not enough. Liam has gone off the circuit in a major way, and oh dear. And where has he gone? That's turn 3, I think that is there. Oh, goodness gracious me. Liam out there, and that's reminiscent of the turn 3 in Bahrain. We did see another Haas car crash there heavily in turn 3 as well. Of course, that was Mazepin, but Liam is a much better driver than Nikita Mazepin. However, unfortunately, he is driving the same team there, which is why I made the... prognosis of both drivers running the same field. I think Liam is going to be too fond of me with that one. Gurman's invalidated. He hasn't got enough time either. Gurman is invalidated, so Gurman's battle for pole position is all done now. Goodness me. So Gurman there, unfortunately, the checker flag has fallen, and Bogstow is not back in the session either. Good heavens above there. This is a nightmare for Bogstow. Cooper's missed the line as well. Bogstow has, and Gurman is not going to be able to complete his time then. We're looking for an Aston Martin, and who is it then? It is not that Aston Martin. I think it is Nigel. Gurman's retired from the session. We're on board with Nigel, the first ever world champion from ALR. Let's see what the ever-present Nigel can do then across the line, and Nigel gets the checker flag, goes 17 fastest down. Ferrari in the background, but Chappers goes 15 fastest. Both Ferraris. Immortal is on pole position. No, he's not. He's only done a 19.6, or has he done pole position? I think I've read that wrong. I think the Go Immortal's on pole. I'm sure that he's done a time quicker than Gurman there. Indigo is retired from the session. Troy has salvaged his qualifying session, got up to 5th now. Toy Coin is gone at 7th fastest. What about Jay Higgs? He is now up in his 16th position now. Magnificent stuff indeed. The second Aston Martin of Equals goes 12th, unfortunately, for Equals. The McLaren of Sloth is made his way back up in his 7th position there. What about Percy? Percy is now on pole position then from the 19.2. Actually, I'm sure it's Gurman. I don't know. Goodness me. I'm sure that, did Gurman have if Gurman had a 19.8 then he's on pole position there. But it was saying that, I think that Gurman might have got pole, because he did have, yes, it's Gurman on pole position then. Gurman is on pole position, because I'm sure that's the time he registered when, before he retired from qualified. Gurman on pole position then for the Qatar, first ever Qatar Grand Prix. And that's his 8th pole position of his career. Second is Percy with Immortal in third. 1,000 of a second separates the Williams team. Keza in 4th with Troy in 5th. Indigo 6th. Sloth 7th. Toy Coin 8th. Nameless in 9th. And Markey in 10th position. Unbeknownst to me, found a couple of tenths of a second in his lap time. So 7 tenths of a second separates the top 10 now. Lesser tenth of a second separates Gurman, Percy, and Immortal. Fantastic performance. Yeah, Tan. Yeah, that is true. Gurman has done as in as eight. Sorry, so yeah, he is on pole position. I wasn't sure if the game was registering the names properly with the things, and also I was just looking up and I just in pole position. It's a lobby restart. Then no, 2 tenths of a second up in the final corner, lost it all. Then so Percy is devastated by that. That is Gurman's eighth pole position of his career. Magnificent stuff indeed. That is Gurman's second pole position of this season as well. Great stuff indeed there for Gurman. We are leaving the session because we've got another lobby restart then, which goodness me, I think the Sands of Qatar has kind of gotten into have gotten into someone's Wi-Fi then. So we will be just restarting the lobby and coming back on it as well. Serious mission, come on, Troy then. Whew, my word. Have I been invited? No, I haven't not yet. Well, there you go. Well, what could I say? But anyway, whilst then we are just getting ready for the Grand Prix itself. This is a great opportunity to let me just find this. It's a great opportunity to quickly go to quickly give you some quick ad then as well then from BoxBox.
BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
There's only one problem with this ad. It's a bit too short. I didn't even have time to wet me whistle. But at the moment, we're just waiting for the lobby to get sorted, and we'll be back in momentarily as well. Then, of course, then we have got we've got no pit stops apparently according to our possible race starts. Of course, BoxBox, and let's go through a quick plug then. BoxBox then a really cool mobile app then, which hopefully you'll be all using in Vegas. Well, unless you are literally in Vegas, actually, which would be quite cool. You'll all be using in literally Las Vegas, but you'll be using whilst watching the Las Vegas Grand Prix, which could become quite interesting. Could become very confusing indeed then, so BoxBox will give you live up-to-date timings there, so you'll be able to follow the action as well. You of course have widgets of your favourite drivers as well, which is fantastic stuff. As I'm just trying to read about what's going on then, is I think that we will be doing a lobby restart momentarily then around Qatar. Then of course, this, as I said, I think we've got a bit of sand in the old Wi-Fi at the moment, haven't we? There, but hopefully we'll get the race going momentarily. We've got 10 laps around here for the sprint. The Grand Prix itself, I think it's like, oh, excuse me. I think the race itself, I'm sure it's like 29 laps long, isn't it? So interesting stuff. And of course there's no pit stops for the sprint race. Of course, you got to go as long into the race as you can, which of course then will be. Which of course, there will be 10 laps, and whether it be on the softs or the mediums, it remains to be seen. I hope we do see a selection of tyres, but I do feel that it's going to be the intermediate. It's going to be the medium compound tyre for the 10 laps in the sprint. The Grand Prix itself, and you do have to use 2 types of tyre. I got a present in my tier. Fantastic. Great stuff. I'll find out what that is before I go to bed tonight, which I'll probably forget about because you'll have an absolute barnstorming of a race set as well, as we are just getting ready to get back into the lobby. There I am. Fantastic stuff indeed. And I think I'm spectating. I am spectating. Good stuff. Right then, we're now going to just wait whilst the lobby gets going. Then, thank you very much for giving up your Sunday. Hope you've had a lovely Sunday as well. Albeit, I must admit, when Formula One's on, I don't really know what to do with myself. Which, unfortunately, after it's Vegas and Abu Dhabi, and then that's it, isn't it? There's there's no breaks now. It's Vegas and Abu Dhabi, and then that's it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself for 4 months. I'm going to have to just go into hibernation then. A serious question there. I almost pressed the PlayStation to join. Then I realised it's a stream. Goodness gracious me, Mushroom. Of course, Mushroom, one of the biggest fans, as I almost dropped my controller, one of the biggest fans in ALR, which we very much appreciate then. As we just got the circuit on the screen now then, here in the desert. Of course, Qatar, the first ever time that we are racing in Qatar in ALR. Looking forward to this, and so there's no old form book to go with this one. However, I am now excited about the Alfa Romeo Williams battle between Immortal and Percy. A thousandth of a second separates the two Williams drivers, and then of course we had Gurman, who was on pole position, as I mentioned, his 8th time of his career. He's had 2 pole positions this season, the world champion from season 6. Gurman has said, no disrespect to Gurman, but I think that in the past, especially this championship winning season, I don't think pole position was very much his MO, was it, for Gurman has, but he had superb race pace, didn't he? Really, if I remember rightly, there was a very good race in season 6 in Spain, wasn't there? When they got a bit too close for Gurman, Emerson, and I'm sure there was I'm sure it's Pillars, but I can't remember if that's right or wrong there. But I know it got very interesting indeed then. Unfortunately, fortunate for Percy, unfortunate for us, the viewers, and the championship is very much then in the ballpark of Percy. That we got still 6 more rounds to go, included 3 sprint events, which the first one is here tonight. Of course, going to really, I think it's going to really shake up the championship. Could shake up the championship order. Then, of course, Sam Green, the newest winner of in ALR, which actually takes our total of full-time winners in the ALR grid to 7 now. Of course, Percy on 4 wins this season, 4 wins so far this season. 1 for Malta, 1 for Green, 1 for Equas, 5 for Boxtel, 1 for Milan, and of course 3 for Troy, I should say that. So very good stuff indeed there. Of course, pole sitters this season, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pole sitters as well. 3 for Troy, 3 for Milan. Toy Coin, we've had Boxtel, who's also on 3 as well. But Percy is head of the table with 5 pole positions there for the Williams team. And Gertman also has got his 2nd pole position as well. Equal still bugs then. Oh goodness me, is that in the lobby? Is it? I hope that isn't there, because that's a bit of a worry, isn't it? German, Percy, German, Troy, Percy, best podium for me in any order. So as much for saying that. Come on, guys, can't sit here all night. Haha, I'm joking. The game, of course. It's the game, of course. Then I was only joking. Or in you go then. Am I the only one? Then Mushroom. Not the only one. Not the only one. Then Mushroom. That is Indigo is saying. I think I've missed some. I might have missed something there. Apologies profusely. Movement. Am I in spectator? Let's have a look. I think I am, aren't I? As we've just got the cars all lined up now, preparing themselves for the start of the sprint. Now it's 10 laps then. What about podium, Sean? Who's got them? How many of those have Percy said? For this season, Percy has got 11, which is 4 more than the second highest, which is Troy and Boxtel, both on 7 podiums this season. Then the 4th highest is actually Milan on 4, and then we got 2 for Gurman, and then a lot of 1s. Then we got Marky on the podium. We've had Indigo, Mr. Raging Bull, Sam Green, and we've also had Equals and Toy Coin as well. In terms of career podiums, hang on, let me get my book up. In terms of career podiums, we have got we got Percy on 26 podiums in his career there, which is the same amount as Gurman, also on 26 as well. Oh, we got a bit of a side story there, haven't we? Goodness gracious me. Then we have got, and look at that, we've actually got Nigel on 26 podiums as well. Goodness gracious me, that's a bit of a, everyone's on 26 podiums, I love it. Troy is on 34 podiums at the moment in his entire career. And then we've got Boxtel on 30 podiums there. I think the highest is still Emerson on 59 podiums, isn't there? But he was hogging them, wasn't he? That one season. Was it season 5 or season 4 where he basically was on the podium every apart from Monaco, where unfortunately, I think wasn't it him and Cartboy came to blows at was it Rascas? I think it was there down at the. I think it's a party bar, isn't it? I think them two was trying to get a drink before one another, but unfortunately, Emerson had a puncture and Cartboy forced his way through there. Very much a Jules Bianchi-esque maneuver. Emerson was less than impressed there, wasn't he? There, but that was the only race where he didn't finish in the podium. Emerson did in that incredible season Season 5 campaign, of course. But apart from that, 21 podiums in the season is ridiculous, isn't it? Indigo, love you, Sean. Love you too, Indigo. Then great to see you got your setup on. So hopefully we can see you with some race pace tonight as well. Thank you and grace us with your presence, Indigo. End of time now. I've only got one. Indigo is saying, and hi, Sean. Hi, Raw Racers. Thank you very hi, Camera Racer. Great to see you in there. Hopefully it won't be too long before we get a race in. Then get another Indigo. Never thought that. I think Indigo has got a very good shot of getting a second podium of the season here tonight. Then I think that he is going to be in tip-top form. Indigo is there, of course, and this will be a very good podium to be honest. Well, then, of course, here in Qatar. We got a sprint race there. Remember that the sprint race there will arrange the grid itself for the race itself. And if you get the cut of my jib, of course, and so we've done qualifying. We've had 18 minutes in that qualifying session. Now it's time for the sprint race. The sprint race, wherever you finish in the sprint race, whether it doesn't matter if you're in the top 10, top 20. There's only 20 cars, but it doesn't matter where you finish in the sprint race. That'll be where you start for the race itself. And of course, we do not have the sprint shootout or the like separate sprint qualifying and sprint race like they do in real Formula 1 at the moment. Potentially might get that in maybe season 11 and season 10. Of course, there is a lot of rumors about the sprint and potentially not having any sprint at all then, but of course that's still being discussed at the moment there. I didn't say it there. Oh goodness me, I might be told up now. Might be told up by the admin. Set up, Serious Russia said, set up, sir. Or I'll be surprised if anyone's listening to me, to be fair. I'm on a pad. This track isn't suited to me, then Indigo is saying, but a very good 5th position nonetheless. I think Indigo was 5th, wasn't he? We'll have a look at that in a minute, of course. Just need a good start, Equals is saying. And of course, oh, by the way, as well, there was a lot of controversy, wasn't there, after the bronze race last week on Tuesday. Remember, they had a TK, I think that personally, TK drove one of his best races of his career and somehow kept up with the debutant Cass, who was superbly quick. He won't be racing in bronze again because he is that quick, incredibly. But, of course, him, Cass and TK came to blows at Spoon Curve, didn't they? And, of course, very controversial indeed. That unfortunately for TK and all the TK fans out there, it was a 10-second penalty that was applied to Cass, wasn't it? And of course, which meant that Cass, who's I think finished 12 seconds in front, still kept the lead then for TK. But what a drive from TK! I think that has to be the underlining headline now, was TK keeping up with a driver of that caliber is pretty impressive to say the least. And New Potato will be back in action, I think, this week, which is good to see. But of course, more importantly, I hope everything's okay on New Potato's world kind of thing, because this that is a lot more important than what we do, which especially for this fool here who's sat on his sofa poof at the moment, and mainly because I got very cold toes and I can't walk with these slippers on, which if anyone's ever seen the Emoji film, basically I got a pair of the poo emoji slippers on then, which is quite not very cool to be honest, but my nephew thinks he's funny. And to be fair, when it's cold, desperate times, and I'm not turning my heating on yet because I am tight. We're still waiting for the drivers to get themselves sorted before we get going as well. And it's a bit of a long delay here, isn't there? I apologise for you guys out there. We'll be getting going in just a jiffy. I hope so anyway, because I've got to go back to work on Monday. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be slightly tired indeed. Thank you very much for spamming the emojis as well. I got a lot of hearts there. I'm surprised I haven't got any like shocked faces. Like, what are you on about? What are you on about, Sean? I don't know, to be fair. But what I do know is that we need to be getting on with this race, don't we, here in Qatar? First race here in Qatar as well. I reckon it's going to be a doozy, because we are very much amping it up, haven't we, here? It's like this is round 17 of the 2023 World Championship here in... And I think this is the formation lap. It is the formation lap. So I was like, here we go, are we? So everyone is on the hot medium tyres, apart from Jay Hings, who has rolled the dice and gone onto the hard compound tyres there. So that is interesting stuff indeed then. So Jay Hings is the only driver on the hard tyres. Liam Yeh down in 20th position for some reason. I thought Liam Yeh qualified in 14th there. as Indigo was 6th, and so I was close there, but no cigar. Not sure why Liam Yeh is down in 20th position there. We'll find out. Has he done something naughty there, which the stewards are not happy about? Well, we'll find out momentarily, and we'll get going. Right then, let's go through the grid there. This is the sprint grid, of course. Of course, whoever you finish on the sprint race, you have to start in the Grand Prix, which is up straight after this one. 2 races for the price of 1. If anyone who watched F2 is someone is very much investigating the extremities of the circuit there, and I think that was Mr. Raging Bull. If anyone's ever watched F2, that means they have a sprint and a feature race. We have a sprint and a Grand Prix, so looking forward to that then. This is going to be too good to miss. German currently pole position, and this is 8th pole position of his career for German, and he is now leading the line then here in this sprint now. I don't think German has ever won a sprint race. He has not. He's been on the podium. He's had 1 podium in his career in the sprint, and in his 6 starts in the sprint, German has had 1 podium, 1 fast lap, and 1 retirement there in his 6 starts. And can German go 2 positions better and win his first sprint? And that would be great to see, and he'll also be starting first there. I think Percy is the most successful sprint racer in gold, with 5 starts, 3 wins, 4 podiums, and 1 fastest lap. German pole, I've gone through the, oh goodness me, German pole, Percy is 2nd. 3rd is Immortal, Keza in 4th, Troy the champion in 5th, Indigo in 6th, Sloth 7th, Toy Coin is 8th, Nameless in 9th position. Who? 10th is Marky, 11th is Mr. Raging Bull, with Sam B. Green in 12th position. Is that like Michael B. Jordan, potentially? Maybe. 13th is Equals there. Sam Green Equals, the newest winner, in ALR Gold. Gnolsey in 14th, Hings in 15th, the 2 Ferraris, goodness me, Formation Flying 16th and 17th, Nigel 18th, Bogstown down in 19th, a miserable qualifying, and Liam, right at the back of the pack for some reason there. Naughty Liam. Red lights are on then. I haven't got a good camera shot then. We're just going from the pit lane. It's lights out. We have waited long enough. It is go here in Qatar. It's a sprint then. German cuts across Percy as they go down into turn 1 here. And of course, remember what happened with Hamilton there. And the 2 Mercedes said it could be coming for the Williams. No, then it's okay. It's German. Then it's Percy. Immortal has got the inside into turn 3. With Sloth is past Toy Coin then as he tries to get back there. As Immortal's all over the back now of Kez all over the back of Immortal, then with Troy all over the back as well. Sloth and Toy Coin then fighting. Toy Coin is on the inside, then with Sloth is on the outside. There, he's up, and Toy Coin is in the wall, and there was fighting for position, weren't they? And Toy Coin went off wide, and is that a safety car? It is a safety car. Nigel down in 19th position there. Toy Coin out of the race. And yes, and of course I think Toy Coin, I think there was a good battle between Toy Coin and Sloth there. I think the Toy Coin was forced slightly out on the wide there, but and I'm wondering then if he got a helping touch then, or if he just goes spin out the rear wheels. Whatever the case may be, Toy Coin is out of the sprint race and will start 20th on the grid for the Grand Prix. But Toy Coin 1 lap then out of this race then. Of course, there's no mandatory pit stops. Equals is up 4 positions in this race. Fantastic there from Equals. 3 positions is Boxtown. Of course, Boxtown's got a lot of work to do in this one there. Goodness me, he can't part there, so there's much saying that Castles a Menace put him in gold. There's much of it saying that. Right, just take a look then. His Sloth got damage there. I don't think he has. And of course, Marky up 2 positions as well. And he's up 8th at the moment there. But goodness gracious me, then that is a big blow for Toy Coin. And as we mentioned then, in the build-up, Toy Coin and Kez has been an absolute revelation there for the. They have been a revelation for the AlphaTauri team, haven't they, this season? I've really come in and saved the day for Franz Toss's team there, but unfortunately, goodness me, Franz Toss's team then, I don't think I'm saying that right at all. Soft tires for Liam, he was starting at the back of the field anyway. Now he's back out on these soft tires there, and let's see how that one transpires. I'm surprised that Jay Hings wasn't thinking about maybe going to the mediums potentially. Massive crash is Far's overview of it then. It'll be interesting to see what Far's take on that is as well, if that is reported to the stewards then. Of course, we do have a new format of stewards, don't we? Since the break, then of course we got we still got Far, who is the head steward, but of course he has now got some assistants that very much gives a driver's viewpoint, even though Far's a driver as well, but gets but gets a different perspective then, doesn't there? So having a couple more perspectives, especially when they're all drivers as well, makes a very interesting dynamic in the stewards room, doesn't there? So good stuff indeed. Then Equals, I thought he dropped down a position there, but he's still not one. And Nameless down in 10th position. And the top 8 scores points then. Of course, if you win, you get 8 points then, and if you come 8th, you get 1 point. This is the sprint, by the way. If anyone's just joined us, hello. We have got that was huge. Potentially, Toycoin is hopefully Toycoin isn't hurt. Moving is saying Crooked and Nanta Camera Racer. Hi, that's right then. We have also got how long before I lag out? Farf is saying this. Farf has had some internet issues, hasn't he? And unfortunately, if Farf does lag out tomorrow, that means that he doesn't get his 100% attendance award either. I'm joking. That was brutal, isn't it? But there you go. I thought Gurman was coming in the pits. Goodness gracious, I already fell over my poof then. Oh my word. As he got Gurman now, who is going around again. So safety car still, and whilst the remains of the AlphaTauri is cleared on the side of the circuit. Liam Yeh is the only driver to come to the pits. He has gone to the soft compound tyres now as he comes out of the final turn. And safety cars out one. Sarah's Toycoin right for leave him on my own F2. That is serious question there. It's still not forgiven. Toycoin for. I think he fell asleep on Wednesday, didn't he? Which is why he didn't take part in the F2. Hopefully he doesn't fall asleep in this one and miss the race itself for Toycoin. Movement saying, really looking forward to this for Tuesday. Hope I'm going to hope I get in. It's going to be intense. Of course, I have mentioned Newman and Jay Hings has been very good as reserve. Have been fantastic as reserve drivers this season. Of course, I think that I'm not going to say anything more about reserve drivers because yes, let's just say I haven't got much positive to say about reserves. But what I do say is that those two drivers especially have been fantastic. Really have indeed. I'm looking forward to Jay Hings and Moomin when they do get a full-time seat. It's not if, it's when. If they stick with us, of course. But I think that both drivers absolutely deserve a full-time seat then. But wherever they will go remains to be seen. Of course, it's around 16 out of a 22-round season. Of course, here in Qatar, this is the first time we've ever raced around Qatar. We have not really had a racing lap yet, though, have we? We've had about a third of a racing lap. A third of a racing lap before we had a safety car. So there's a safety car is out for quite a period of time here. When do we get going again then? We'll be on lap 4. We've come out to half distance then. I think the I think that the soft tyre gamble from Liam Yeh could be an absolute revelation now because he is going to have more traction than the medium tyres. He is going to be able to heat up the tyres much more quickly as well. So I think that Liam Yeh could be on to a winner chicken dinner. Don't talk to me about chicken because I dropped my whole chicken on Friday night, which I'm absolutely devastated by. Gurman then is about to slow the pace down then. Let's get going in for the start. Just kidding, Toycoin, another full race yet. Grab a cuppa. So then, I hope you've all got your cups of tea ready as well. When are we going to get going then? He's gone. We're back racing down here in Qatar, here in Liceo then, and now we're out of it now. And look at this, Germany is already trying to break the slipstream. No DRS until in the first cut after the first couple of laps. Troy is alongside Keza. Then Keza's had a pretty appalling start, and Troy up the inside. Keza gives the world champion just about the through. Keza's got problems. I'm wondering if Keza has not warmed up his tyres there because he has lost 2 positions there, and Troy now up to 4 positions at the world champion, who is trying his best to keep himself in this championship then, but he had issues in Japan, didn't he, which is not what he can afford at the moment. We're on board with the Super Swede. Purse is all over the back of Gurman now, as it looks like Gurman has also not warmed up his tyres as much as Percy. Look, there's the 2 Williams in the background. We had a 1-2 for the Williams earlier on the season, but I think that there is a bit of a I thought Percy went there. Great car control for the championship leader. We did have a 1-2, didn't we, for the Williams earlier on this season, but unfortunately it's now up the inside Nameless goes Mr. Raging Bull. Where are they? And here they come now underneath me now. Oh my goodness, I love that camera shot, fantastic. And we got Equals just in front of us as well. Oh whoa, that's a spin for Marky, and that's a major damage there for the Alpine driver at the infamous I think that was the infamous turn is that the infamous turn 8, 9 and 10 complex? No, there's turn there it is. where they have to extend the track there. Marky is damaged. Keza's in the pits. We thought there was damage on Keza's car. He had a sluggish start. And Keza, they're both Alpha Towers. This is a nightmare for the Alpha Tower team then. As we come through the grid then, pit stop then for Jay Hings as well. And Nigel then. So something has gone a bit awry there. Safety car again, unbeknownst to me then. So more safety cars. That's why we've got a flurry of drivers in the pits. And Keza's on the soft tyres now. Boxstyle also then, who had a nightmare qualifying. And comes into the pits as well then, of course, for Boxstyle. Nigel's in the pits as well. Jay Hings also in the pits there, getting rid of those hard tyres. Marky, this is a golden opportunity for Marky. Yes, he's damaged his car, but here's a safety car, which means he'll still be in touch and distance there. Oh gosh, and I've forgotten to take off my jumper now, which means I am absolutely sweating. I'm perspirated here. Goodness me. Good gosh. Was this the hottest race in F1 history when F1 raced around here? I know Bahrain wasn't it, back in 2005? Was it the hottest race or was it the most humid race? I can't really remember. But goodness me, that is certainly hot on. It's certainly hot on the track, isn't it? And this one we've got two safety cars. Goodness me. Whoever the commentator was, it was mentioning about no safety cars and qualifying knows absolutely nothing, does he? Goodness me. I think the ALR might need to get rid of him. Goodness gracious alive. Right, so we're just now down into the far parts of the course. As you can see, both Williamses. Just before that fracas happened, I was mentioning that Williams not 1-2 earlier on in the season, but unfortunately, there, I think that there was a penalty later on, which knocked out Williams 1-2 and which unfortunately got rid of that Williams 1-2, which is a shame really, because we haven't had any 1-2s yet this season in ALR, which is absolutely extraordinary as well. I think that Williams should have had 1-2s on a couple of occasions there. Here is German there leading the sprint still. I've also got a safety car. Let me read the comments again, shall we? We're on Search Motion. Oh, I've read that one. Movement. I'll stick around, Sean, just as long as you'll have me laugh out loud. Just hope, because we just hope that personal offers don't hinder me. That's all. Who's in the pits? Oh, goodness me. Yes, we got a couple more drivers coming into the pits now. Hopefully, personal matters don't hinder you or anyone else. Because remember, that is more important than racing, I would say. Into the pits comes Boxstyle. I think that this might be, that's a change of nose cone now for the Alpha Tower and for Boxstyle. Have them two come together? Did the mechanics not change the wings on these two machines here? They're coming out of the pits now. Where's Keza? They've held him, or has he just teleported? He's teleported now, goodness me. Yes. Well, safety car is still out at the moment. We've had more laps around the safety car than we have in this race. Good gracious me. Search Mission, have a beer. Come on, Troy. We've also got Pens are going to be a big factor. Another safety car. It's only 10 laps, guys. Goodness me. Hottest race, hottest Singapore is the most humid then. And I think that, of course, and Singapore is not as challenging as this circuit in terms of the physical wear on the driver. Of course, there's a lot of fast corners around here, isn't there? That's why there's a lot of issues after the race, isn't it? There in the when they got the car, of course. It's as Farf has asked if you can retire from hosting. Is it that bad, Farf? Goodness gracious me. I didn't think it was that stressful to host that. Then again, actually it probably is thinking about later there, because you've got to keep an eye on who joins the lobby. To be fair, if it's me, I'd probably forget and fall asleep, or I'd probably be eating something, enjoying the race, and not actually knowing what's going on in eating and falling asleep, and not actually knowing what's going on in the race set. Let's take a look then. Liam has stayed on soft tyres. Safety car is in now. Soft tyres for Jay Hings, for Nigel, Marky, Keza and Boxstyle. Marky calls the second safety car. Toy Coyne calls the first safety car. We've got 3 laps now in this race. Let's see what we could do then. As is unfortunately Farf is gone. I give up. I'm not sure. Is there still issues with the hosting? I hope there isn't. If I missed something, I probably have. I apologise. Right, German, where's he going to go? He's gone early this time. Goodness me! And I think he'd done a Max Verstappen there, because actually Verstappen went on turn 15, didn't he? Just before turn 15, I should say. And of course left Piastri lagging there, and now I think that German has left the drivers lagging as well. And we're back racing once again. Lap 7 out of 10 around around here. We've only had like 2 or 3 racing laps then in this sprint then. Just on board there with German as he's 8/10 a second for the Percy of Immortal in third. Troy in fourth position there. Nigel and Jay Hings are fighting. Liam has got past Chappers already. There he is then in the background. And look at this, there's cars all over the show here. And now then the Ferrari is getting swamped, and on the outside goes Nigel. Magnificent manoeuvre. And now we've got the second and the Alpine is all over the back. Mark is going this way and that way. And on the inside of the Ferrari goes up to Jay Higgs and goal contact, almost a reminiscent of the toy coin. And the Slothman on the opening lap, then lovely onboard shot that I've lost out. Where are they? Oh my goodness gracious me. And there's cars all over the show. It's all different strategies here. Oh my word there. And oh, and goodness gracious me, the McLaren of Sloth is Bogstown. It's had to take a face of action then. And it is getting very, very dangerous out there on he cuts it up the inside. Not quite though. And at the moment there, Bogstown just retains or reclaims his position. I have no idea. But that was quite intense, and to say the least. Oh my gosh! Immortal is off the circuit! And oh, they're taking the face of action. Immortal's out of the points here. And the Mijo of superb qualifying has gone off at the exit turn 15. And goodness me, German has set the fast of the race. No DRS yet then. And Sam B. Green has now made his way up the order. Who is that then? We were just watching Mr. Raging Bull all over the back of Equar. Sloth in 5th position on that good drive from Sloth here. Indigo in 4th position. Both Red Bulls are trying to keep pace with the Haas team after that incredible performance in Japan just over a week ago. And the Red Bull are doing a similar brilliant job at the moment in this sprint race so far. In the background is Nameless. Look at Knowlesy. He's up into 10th position now. Knowlesy is having a ball of a time in the second Alpine machine. And here he is now. He's the lead Alpine machine now, isn't he? Oh, and that Ferrari I thought was going to dive there up the inside of Coupe. Then who is that on the inside of Liam? That's Nigel there. Liam has made his way up to 12th position there. 4th position away from the points at the moment. Oh my goodness gracious me then, incredible stuff. And Cooper is lost a bit of momentum there, so Liam is going to go up the inside. No, he isn't there, not quite there. Nigel going a bit wide there, but he does have the pace, and he's the highest runner on the new soft tires. 3 laps to go in this race. We've got German leading now by 7/10 of a second. Here's Liam, and Liam going to go on the inside. He's done it. Yes, he's done it. And Coop's got a 3-second penalty. And we got Sloth with 3. That's costly for Sloth. I think that's going to move him out the points, you know. Green is about 3 second and a quarter behind the next couple of cars, and so he needs to keep up pace, and otherwise he will not get that position. And DRS has now been enabled. Then we're going to have one shot for DRS. It's going to be for Percy on the final lap here. We're on board. Nigel going this way and that way. He's out of Er's deployment here as we go down into turn 1. This is a battle for also your positions for the for the race itself. The Mercedes up the inside, contact in the background between Boxtel and Markey, and Boxtel's had to give way. That Mercedes of Jay Hings has gone wide there. There's contact between the Alpine and the Mercedes as well. So Markey is going to go back up the inside. Look at these Kia cars now. It's the Ferrari up the inside of Coupe and Nigel. Nigel is on the outside. Magnificent. Markey is, oh goodness me, give a flicking the bird there up the inside again. Yellow flag is the Boxtel off the circuit. Boxtel's off the circuit. It's a nightmare. Sloth is down into 6th position there. Both McLarens are having a bit of a struggling sprint race now, isn't they? Because it caused a 3-second penalty for Sloth as well. Lap 9 out of 10 in this race. And Boxtel at the back of the field now, the man who's second in the World Championship. And now Sloth is dropping down the order there. Mr. Rage is through as well. Oh, whoa, and my word. And Kaz is through and up into 16th position. What is happening here between Indigo? German's got a 3-second penalty. And German there, he's got a 3-second. Immortal's got a 3-second penalty as well. Troy's going to defend, but he can't defend because Indigo is having a fair position now in the Red Bull. Oh my word there. And now Indigo's on the podium for the sprint here. And now look at Green there. DRS has been enabled then, but Percy doesn't need to make any rash decisions. Doesn't need to. And Troy's back through. And Troy's back up into 3rd position. I'm wondering if he just decided to let him go so he has DRS. And now Troy has got back up in the 3rd position. If he can find a second on this lap then, and then maybe he might be able to Immortal's off the circuit as well. If he can find a couple of second on this lap, he might be able to get himself back into 2nd position. And for Troy on board with Nameless was getting currently in 10th position. I don't know where to look, but there it is. And German now, unfortunately, he is going to be furious with that there, which means that Percy now, if he gets a clean pair of heels on this final lap, then Percy is going to win his 4th sprint race race in 6 races. Fantastic there for Gurman. Look at those top 2 that they're absolutely flying away at the moment. Magnificent stuff indeed. And where was I looking? I was looking here. My goodness gracious me, absolute incredible sprint race at the moment. They're flying through here at the moment. Goodness gracious me. I'm now coming into the final couple of corners. Gurman there, who might be kicking himself with that penalty, but he's still going to get second anyway for Gurman. Out of the final turn, and Gurman's going to get on the podium, and I think this is best resort. Nameless has had issues and dropping down the order. Nameless has had issues there, but it's going to be Percy who wins his 4th sprint race in 6 races there. My goodness me, that's an incredible win ratio in the sprint for Percy, and he wins here in Qatar. And what a performance indeed, and he extends in the Drivers' Championship once again there. Indigo, great drive to 3rd position there. Troy in 4th position. Knowlesy getting a point for Alpine. Good stuff indeed. Sam B. Green also getting 7th position there. I didn't see the rest of the results there. What a drive for Percy once again. No penalties, no mistakes there for Percy. Just sat behind Gurman there, and he has got his sprint race win. 4th sprint race win there. Magnificent indeed then. It was hectic to say the least. It was indeed there, as I have no earthly idea how what happened in most of that race, but a great drive from Equals from 13th to 5th. Knowlesy from 14th to 8th. Magnificent. And Nigel right up into 9th position as well. A pretty disappointing qualifying, but a great sprint race here today for Nigel. He's on a bit of a renaissance, hasn't he, with some good points last time out, and hopefully he can get some points in the race coming up in just a jiffy. Final classification then from the sprint. Percy won his 4th sprint of his career. Gurman in 2nd is best result. Indigo in 3rd. 4th is Troy. 5th is Equals, Mr. Rage in 6th. Sam Green 7th, and 8th position is Knowlesy, all getting a point. Now this is the rest of the grid. Nigel 9th, Sloth 10th, Kaz 11th, Marky 12th, Liam 13th, Chappers 14th, Hings in 15th, Coop 16th, Boxar 17th, Nameless down to 18th, Immortal down to 19th, and Toy Coin out of the race on the opening stage of that race as we are going to go for a break, but we'll be back very shortly with some more action from Qatar.
BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Welcome back, everyone, to Qatar. What an incredible sprint race that was indeed there. Anyway, let's get back on with it, shall we? Farf's complaining about his internet there, as I think I'm about 20 minutes behind now. I am indeed, because that comment was actually made when Serious Mush was talking about no safety car with 3 laps to go. Incredible stuff indeed then. Anyway, let me catch up with everything else. Bloomstar, great job in commentary as always. Thank you very much, Bloomstar, of course. I really appreciate that. Amazing commentary, Sean, there. Just need a break, a cup of tea digestive biscuit, and then on to the race underway. Haha, hectic indeed it was. And in you go. Serious Mushroom, 13th to 5th. Blimey, I swear, Equals is Merlin, and he's magical. Really good stuff indeed then. You should put the ALR shop ad in too. Serious Mushroom is saying that. I think we should, to be honest. We did it for last season, didn't we? Majority, didn't we? So yeah, I think that's a very good idea indeed. I just need to remember to play it then, because I've got it on my I've got like a little post-it on my laptop to keep playing the BoxBox, which is a lovely plug-in as well, of course. So it's a mobile app there, of course, where you can keep live timings, race updates, and news and all that kind of great stuff indeed, which is an absolute. It's absolutely a priority to get an app just like that, so to keep up to date with all the hectic news going on in F1, even when there isn't anything going on seemingly. There's always a rumour starter, isn't there, in the paddock, and you want to keep up to date with everything, don't you? BoxBox is the perfect app for that. I'm getting much better at these plugins, aren't I? Goodness gracious me. I need a script, to be honest. I should have wrote a script down when, of course, Knowlesy signed the deal then, of course, which is really good stuff indeed. Then Knowlesy worked tirelessly along with the great people at BoxBox as well. So very much appreciate the BoxBox that powers ALR through these hectic races, and certainly powers me as well. Right, let's get on with the grid, shall we? So hard tyres for the top 7, and for Keza, for Liam, for Jay Hings, for Box Tau, Nameless, and Toy Koi. Soft tyres for Coop, interesting, and then everyone else, medium tyres for Nosy, Nigel, Sloth, Chappers, and Immortal. Percy starts first, and second is Gurman. Third is Indigo. Fourth is Troy, with Equals in fifth. Mr. Rage in sixth. Great stuff with Sam Green in seventh, and Nosy in eighth position there. 8th position, 9th position is Nigel, 10th is Sloth, 11th Keza, 12th is Marky, Liam, and 13th is Chat, 14th Jay Hings, and 15th, 16th is Coop, Boxstar, 17th, Nameless, 18th, 19th is Immortal, and the 20th position is Toy Coin. And lovely orange helmet, by the way, from Toy Coin, fantastic stuff. So you'll line up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start of Qatar, the first ever Grand Prix race here in Qatar. Then after we've just had an electric sprint, then there's the 5 lights are coming on here in Qatar. Our first ever Grand Prix in Qatar is underway now. Here we go in the desert. It's lights out, and away we go then with Percy this time on pole position with Gurman alongside. Troy is already down into a 5th position there, and look at that Red Bull on the outside then. Troy's going to try to sneak up back to the inside then, and Troy is trying to get himself back in the 4th then, but it's Percy followed by Gurman, and who's that? Indigo is on the inside there, but Gurman's having none of it there. Gurman fights his way back through, and Indigo then being slightly forced up the circuit. And look at these, it's very condensed here there. Going into the very fast left-hander Nosy and Sloth are fighting for this as well. Both Alpines are fighting the McLaren team at the moment there. The big stop indeed there. Look at the cars are all over the show here. And Jay Hings at the back of the field at the moment there in the second Mercedes. Goodness gracious me, both Alpines there are not giving each other an inch here as they're side by side now. Marky, oh my goodness me, I was going to have to close my eyes here. And this is the battle for the top 10 then. And where have they gone? They're out of shot then. Are they still on the circuit? No, there's an Alfa Romeo off the circuit. We got Chappers now also. I'm going to use my voice. Chappers in the 13th and Liam in 14th position there. Oh my word. Liam now in 14th. Good stuff indeed. Sloth is now in 8th position, and Nigel up into 7th position, doing a great job indeed there as we go into the into turn 16 for the first out of 29 laps, and that one completely. Look at the gap there, half a second then between Percy and Gurman already. Indigo up into 3rd, then Troy is in 4th position. Then we got a battle between Mr. Rage and Ball. Look at this wheel-to-wheel stuff. Goodness me, they're almost touching. They did touch there into turn 1. Nigel into 6th position there, and he's right behind his teammate now. An absolute explosive start for the two Aston Martins there. In both in the sprint race equals of the order. Nigel gone from the back of the field more or less up into 6th position. The 10 laps of the sprint race are now in the Grand Prix itself. Magical for Nigel. Really good stuff indeed. They're back on board with Nigel. Percy then, who is still in DRS range of Gurman with Indigo in 3rd. Troy in 4th position now. Now we've got Sloth in 8th position now. Where's Box Tower here? You ask him. Box Tower down in 14th position at the moment, but at the moment it is definitely Percy extending his lead in the Drivers' Championship, and Williams also going to be grinning from ear to ear as well. Goodness me, I thought that Mercedes I thought that McLaren was going off into the scene of the accident there. Back, I love this shot, by the way. Look at that, fantastic. We need that in the season review, I think, at the end of the season. I love it. Brilliant. Percy, who's actually lost a bit of time on this lap then. Look at how quick these cars go through in this final sector. My word there, I thought that I thought it was going to go off, and it's incredible the downforce on these cars. Of course, a lot of the downforce and all the and basically sticking to the tarmac or the track now is very much about of course, the ground effect on these machines there as well, as we're now on lap 3, and DRS has now been enabled. Percy set the fastest lap of the race. Everyone is on the same tyres. Nigel up into 5th position there. He's ahead of his teammate. Nigel is. Really good stuff indeed. We got Nameless in the pits there, and Jay Hings right at the back of the field there. Not sure I'm with Jay Hings there. He's crawling at the back of the field for the opening couple of laps, and look at this. And it's very majestic, isn't it, up here in the clouds of Qatar. We're looking down on Box Tau, who has got Chappers for company at the moment, hasn't he? Really looking very strong indeed then, as the McLaren of Box Tau making up 4 positions. He is the apart from Nigel, I apologise. Box Tau and Nigel doing some great great jobs in both powered by the Mercedes power unit as well. Then it just shows that engine is not too shabby, and the drivers are really pretty good as well. Mr. Rage having a sniff on the inside of Ekbaz, and Nigel, his qualifying trim was very much struggling, but my word, there he is absolutely in fine battle on the race front. Look at this, we're on board Mr. Rage. Oh my goodness me! I love watching the drivers tackle this kind of race circuit so quick in the final stage of this lap there. Really absolutely mesmerising indeed. The lap 3, the penalties, as Mushroom and Tango said, is going to be a premium in this race there. You've got to be careful, and the driver's certainly careful there. As Nigel there is harvesting a bit, then we can tell when the rear light flashes that DRS is now enabled then, and here comes Equals there alongside Nigel. Through passes his teammate back up in the 5th position. Nigel, of course, on the medium compound tyres there, which is why he may have had a pace advantage, but he's making it you work to good use. How is the strategy? I hear I said I have no idea, to be fair. Hopefully someone in the comments can tell me, and I'll read all your stuff off in just a jiffy. As soon as I look down, any money, something's going to go, something's going to happen there. Nolsey doing a great job as well, but looking very strong. It's good to see Nolsey and Nigel. 95th Grand Prix start tonight for Nolsey. 101st Grand Prix start tonight for Nigel in gold, just in gold alone, I remind you. So I think the Nigel's got a lot more starts than just gold, hasn't it? But that's all I'm focused on tonight is just the gold stats then. But really good stuff indeed. And look, once again, flying underneath, and then Nigel's struggling, isn't he? I'm wondering then if Nigel burned out his tyres there, because the Pirelli rubber, you have to be very delicate, don't you? You cannot overexpose them too early in the stint there. Nigel was flying, but all of a sudden on this lap he's struggling. He might have also run out of birds as well, which is another thing that Ted Tango mentioned in the comment section. So there's a 3-second penalty then for Coop at the moment. Out of the final turn then, Percy 0.8 of a second now as he's extending this gap between himself and Gurman there. Gurman is now starting to come under attack though from Indigo in third position. Look at this, Lidl start again. Only one DRS around the circuit, and then up the inside goes Mr. Rage. But Nigel's not having anything. Oh, look at that. Nigel, I thought was going to spin there. I'm wondering if Mr. Rage kind of caught him there. Goodness me. Is Nigel going a bit wayward as well? The medium tyres on Nigel's car looks to be struggling. I think he's also struggling first as well, because look at that red light flash on the back of the car. That means that he is harvesting, and he is struggling, I think, on the pace now of the Aston Martin. Nigel, unfortunately, dropping down the order. Oh, slot diving up the inside there. And I'm wondering if that might have been a day late and a dollar short there. The door was potentially open there. Nigel, though, is not giving Sloth any room for manoeuvrability there. I wonder if that was a bit like, well, after slamming to the side of his side pod there, I wonder if Nigel there was feeling a little less than happy to give him a bit of space there potentially. But there is definitely contact between the two cars as we're just watching Nigel, who is now out of DRS range of Mr. Rage and Bull, and I think he's going to be a sitting duck there. It's far too early to come into the pitch, surely on the medium tyres there. Cooper on the soft tyres there. It doesn't seem to be struggling too much, but I'm wondering if Nigel is, I think it's the Urs, isn't it? It can't be the tyres, can it? Surely not there. And now into the start-finish straight. Versus now a DRS range of Gurman, and I think that Gurman's going to really now be looking over his shoulder from Indigo, and Troy is just about keeping up now. Nigel there trying to break the slipstream now, but I think that the slipstream is too powerful. Mr. Rage now in 5th position, and we have got Green now up into 8th as well. Nigel dropping down the order. Nigel, look at that, Nigel's just sliding, isn't it? Goodness me, he's got no purchase on the rear tyres anymore, and now he's got 2 Alphys. Look at that, sliding again. He's got a 3-second penalty for that. That's harsh. He was trying to correct an oversteer, but that's why we don't have many track limits issues as much as real water Formula 1, because it's kind of black and white almost, isn't it? But unfortunately for Nigel there, he's not going to be too happy with that then. He is defending for all he can in the second Aston Martin, but he's just struggling. Nameless has set a fast on race in the Alfa Romeo right down the back of the order, along with Jay Hings, who's had a bit of a nightmare race so far for the two drivers there. Toy Coynan, who was in the heart of midfield there before issues at the start of the sprint, down in 17th, and Liam down in 18th at the moment as well. Unfortunately, Unfortunately for those two drivers, so the top four are now a second and a half, a second and a quarter. Let's be fair, a second and a quarter between themselves and Troy. Mr. Razor Bull has a 3-second penalty. It's a long old race there. We have actually gone, we've gone further in the sprint race without any safety cars. We had two safety cars in the sprint now. Look at how wayward they get out of turn 15. Look at how Williams on the outside there. Let's take a look. It is Immortal on the outside of Boxtel. Oh, contact there as a Boxtel very much slammed the door shut on the toes of Immortal as it comes across the line again. And look at this with the RS it is very much nullifying the effect at the moment now. And is that Haas of Liam yet and his past coupe as well. The soft tire coupe Ferrari is now just starting to drop back, isn't he? Look at this, and in the Aston Martin of Nigel's now behind Sam Green as well on that back straight there. So Sam Green is through. Slough is the highest runner on the medium tyres there. Then we have a gaggle of Nigel, Knowlesy and Markey also on the mediums as well. We're just watching the other medium shod car of Immortal now on the back end of Boxtel. Made his way up into 13th position at the moment. Percy's extended in the World Championship then with 6 races to go, including this one now, as we come into the twilight of the 2023 Formula 1 World Championship Season 9 of ALR, and Keza, my goodness me, and I don't know how he kept it on the circuit now. What car control there from Keza. We've been singing AlphaTauri's praises, but tonight has been a bit of a difficult evening so far for the team from Enstone. It's Forenza? I don't know. It's I know it's from Italy, and I just can't pronounce the hometown there. Of course, formerly the Minardi team, was it the Ash of the Minardi team before they came the Toro Rosso, and now the AlphaTauri, and then who knows what they're going to be for season 11? Might be Hugo Boss, might be Adidas. I would prefer a Hugo Boss rather than Adidas, but there we go. Well, I must say, I think that the Adidas car would probably be quite beautiful. Right, we've got a bit of, hopefully, we have a bit of calm in this race now. As let me catch up with the comments, shall we? Because as we got a bit of a lull in proceedings there. Tango's Nigel's not in Qatar. He's done a great job so far. Aston Martins are working together. That comment I think is quite hope that. One of the rare times when someone's effectively using the tyre advantage, Tango is saying. I did like the way that Aston Martin worked together there. It's really good stuff indeed. Nigel has stopped falling down the order now, which is going to help him very much indeed. Then look at this battle here between Gurman, Indigo, and Troy. This is getting very interesting indeed. Whilst Percy is just waltzing away at the moment there. Pillars, gentlemen, good evening to you. Pillars said great stuff indeed. Hard medium. Tango is saying for the strategy, good stuff indeed there. We do have one soft runner, a coupe, but I think that the soft tyres are going to struggle then, as Reckless there from Sloth. Tango is saying, as Indigo then having a half spin. Goodness gracious me, Nigel's got a 3-second penalty. Unfortunately, then I thought it was a legit move, to be honest. The door is open, but there was too much to lose by going for it. Cost him being in the main train then with DRS. And yeah, probably watched it back at Serious Mushman say, out of the races, Nigel. Oh my goodness me, it's a safety car again. And oh, this is going to get interesting, as they're past the safety car line, so they are allowed to overtake the safety car. My goodness me, whilst I was reading the comments out, unbeknownst to me, Nigel out of the race then, and what a shame for Nigel, because he was looking very good, in very good form now. What is this going to do in terms of the strategy? The hard runners are going to be not too happy about this. We ain't at half distance yet. Half distance is around like 14, 15. So Nigel went off there, and that's a couple of cars he's seen go off there, aren't we, over the course of this evening's events? Goodness me. Box out of the pits there on mediums now. Immortal on hards. Coupe has gone on hards as well. Nameless into the pits, and then also Jay Hings into the pits as well. And the second Mercedes. Nigel out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. What a shame there. Goodness sake, graciously there. We're just watching Percy. So I think they're going to have to come into the pitch, because Nameless has gone soft tyres here. I'm wondering if Nameless might come back in the pits and go on to the hards at the end of the race. That's a lot of laps to do on the hards, but let's see how tyre strategy does around here. It's the first race around in ALR around here. That, of course, silver and bronze drivers, of course, moving. Serious Mushroom, Camaro, Tango will all be having a look. Probably be watching it and wondering about strategy potentially. But what we are seeing is that safety cars are actually a lot higher than what a certain junior person thought. as we've had two in the in the sprint and one in the Grand Prix at Southland, which I'm quite surprised by. Knowlesy is rolling the dice here, and he is staying out there. Everyone else is into the pits, and Knowlesy may struggle though with traction, but there's only one DRS turn around here, so that might be Knowlesy's thinking that. The championship leader comes into the pits, 2 stops to the end. What I'm thinking about this is what Ted Tango is saying, and this is going to stir the pot. Serious Musher is saying it certainly has. Goodness me. By the time I read those 2 comments, then Percy's already made a stop. That's fantastic performance of the Williams team. Really good stuff. But so everyone has pitted apart from Knowlesy, then, who is being very bold, isn't he, in his strategy. He has decided to go against the grain. Boxtel, look at where Boxtel's gone up to. Boxtel, by pitting a lap earlier than everyone else, and depending on where the safety cars come out, has manoeuvred his way up into 8th position. That's an incredible pit stop winner for the McLaren team. And Boxtel there, who was in the second half, the second half of the field in the opening stage, is now up in 8th position there. So this might have reignited Boxtel's challenge in this race, and after a nightmare qualifying, sprint race wasn't too good either, but all of a sudden he's now in the top 8, and that's great stuff indeed. That medium stars are going to be fine going on hard tyres, and the people going on hards can possibly stay out till the end then, as you're not going to be doing the 16 laps on mediums at Tango records there, as we'll soon find out, as it's going to get very interesting detail. So who is on the hard tyres, I hear you asking? Slot could be going to deal with Marky, Chappers and a Motor. And Coop and Jay Hings. Nameless is not going to be going to the end on soft tyres. That is something that this strategical, what's the opposite of genius, fool, is, that's one thing that this strategical fool can say. Boxtel and Green there have swapped positions for some reason, and Green there is letting drivers through. What's happened there? Then? Well, Green was in, Boxtel was certainly 8th then, and maybe I'm wondering if someone a bit of right there. Now Knowles is in the pits, and so that is good news for the drivers in front then. So Knowlesy has, I think that Knowlesy may not want to have hindered his teammate potentially there, which is very good stuff indeed there for Knowlesy. Where is his teammate? Marky is in 12th position moment, but unfortunate for that for Knowlesy is that he's going to be dropping down to 17th as he comes out of the pit. He's on soft tyres, Knowlesy. Is an interesting strategical call here for Knowlesy. He wants that fast lap potentially, as we've got a lot of kerfuffle on the pit straight there. Knowlesy can get out in front of it, but Nameless, he can indeed then. And one of these drivers are gambling on a second safety car, you know, because safety cars in these opening few laps in the sprint and the Grand Prix has there's been a lot, haven't there? Goodness me. Let's see now, but it's going to get very interesting indeed. Camera, why is he not pitted then? No, it's not pitted then. I think that I wonder if Knowlesy hasn't pitted them because he didn't want to hinder Marky's performance in 11th position in the second Alpine car there. Potentially. He pitted this time around, then only one retirement so far. That's Nigel. A lot of incidents and intrigue in this race so far. It's the first ever time race around Qatar, which has very much put the strategic element up in the air. Well, I say that has, and I think a lot of drivers have probably raced in other categories of motorsport around here, haven't they? But it's certainly one for Mount Fingerberg. Because Serious Merchant said that he did a lot of laps on the medium tyres on Friday, didn't he, around this circuit? So potentially that might be Serious Mushroom's MO there, and maybe being the tyre tickler and getting himself to the end. If there is going to be a 2-stop, that's the only way that the softs is going to benefit Serious Mushroom is saying, and so that's Knowlesy and Nameless. And so everyone else said, I do fear so mediums can get to the end. I'll be pretty impressed indeed then. Yeah, these medium runners are not going to get to the end then, and the hard runners will struggle, Tango is saying then. So that is an interesting, so tyre wear, we heard in the real world of Formula 1, they can only do 20 laps on the tyre. I think it was 18 or 20 laps, wasn't it, on the tyres. So they was doing a bit like old school F1, wasn't it, really, where they was doing short, sharp sprint races, weren't they? Where they was really pushing to the absolute premium, weren't they, on the tyres, and everyone's guaranteed to make 3 stops then, wasn't they, in real Formula 1, which was quite interesting, wasn't there? But yeah, so Tango very much confirming that the tyre wear around here is brutal. Percy's gone then, he is gone, and there he goes then. We're back racing, and Percy has very much dominated this event so far, more or less. And he was behind Gurman for majority of the sprint race, but Gurman had that 3-second penalty, but in the race trim he's found a 2-second gap. Gurman is trying his best there to keep himself within within the facility. Boxtel's past Slough up into 6th position there, or is he? Because the two McLarens are fighting. Boxtel there is now in 7th position. He's going to go on the inside. Then Boxtel is through, but Mr. Rage has got the inside into turn 2. He has there, but Boxtel's on the outside. Boxtel's got a 3-second penalty there, and contact then between the two cars as Boxtel's got up the inside. Oh my word! Into turn 4. I think, Liz, I have no idea where I am on the circuit, but what I do know is the drivers certainly do. And Boxtel is going to go up and under. He's going to go for the switcheroo. Great race mentality there for Boxtel. Unfortunately, that didn't come to play, as they did have contact between Mr. Rage and Ball and Boxtel. Boxtel has got a 3-second penalty, and unfortunately, back on board with Boxtel once again, and as I said, that he is the biggest improver in terms of those pit stops. He was absolutely loving life, jumping up 3 or 4 positions here. Mr. Rage and Ball all over the back now of Slough in 6th position there. McLaren, remember, are the closest challengers to the as Marky's got a 3-second penalty. Closest challenger to Williams, but Williams once again are waltzed away in the Constructors' Championship. A Mortal in 13th position there. Because we potentially think that the hard time is going to struggle, but should get to the end. That's what we've heard from Ted Tango down into the comments there. But Mr. Rage and Bull is through. That is without DRS as well, I remind you. No DRS until the end of the next lap then. Mr. Rage and Bull up into 6th. Slough down to 7th and Boxtel in 8th position. Whoa, is Slough getting a opposite of lock there on that McLaren, and very good car control indeed. That you can see that these cars are very skittish, aren't they, around Qatar? And my word, there's been a lot of heroic driving out there tonight, hasn't it? Very impressive. Oh, I've swallowed my tongue. Very impressive indeed there for the drivers. We've only had one retirement so far. Really good something. Whoa, Boxtel flying into that turn there. Goodness me, the old back end was trying to overtake the front, and Sam Green is up into 8th position now. And that is a mistake there for Boxtel, isn't it? Goodness me. And Boxtel struggling to get a hold of that McLaren now, isn't he? And he's now got to Haas in front of him as well. Keza made his way back up through the field after a horror show in the sprint race. He is now coming through and up into the top 10 and back into the points. His teammate Toy Coin has not recovered from the collision in the sprint race and down in 16th. Another 3-second penalty as well. Percy is 6 seconds a second in front of Gurman. Gurman is keeping Percy very much in his sights alone, and Boxtel off again. He is struggling with that car, isn't he? Now, goodness me. And Boxtel is going to be once again looking over his shoulder, I think, then out to the final turn. DRS is now going to be available this lap, which means that on the next lap, at the end of this lap, I should say, you'll get the DRS detection zone as well. Going down into turn 1. Chappers is through past Markey up into 12th position. The Mortals now all over the gearbox as well. The Alpine, remember, we had a humongous shout between Hulkenberg. And look at that, and up the inside goes Liam, trying to overtake them, trying to take a Mortal, and now we've got Nosey on the soft tires. There he goes, and he's up the inside. Have a look there, but Liam closes the door on the toes of Nosey, but Nosey on the soft tires, using it to the maximum, I think I'm trying to say. Liam got great purchase on the medium tires and getting past the Mortal. Nosey there is probably looking and thinking, do I want to get a piece of that there? Oh, contact there now, look at that, the Mortal, I'm sorry, Nosey got on the inside, but the Mortal slams the door shut on the toes of Nosey once again. And Liam has going to have to settle for 14th position for the minute there, as a Mortal has still got that 13th position. How nip and tuck is it in the midfield here tonight? Goodly gosh, really incredible stuff indeed there. And I've got to sit down because I've got cramp in my rear cheek, my word. Oh goodness, I thought I was off, sorry, I was looking down and back up. Jay Higgs down in 19th position now, 5 seconds of drift there. Something's going wrong with the second Mercedes once again. The other Mercedes is very much keeping tabs, and DRS has now enabled that into the start-finish straight. Only one DRS zone here tonight then, which is crucial, isn't it? Green is now all over the back of Slough. He is through in number 7 position now. Green is very much flying, isn't he? Gurman's less than half a second away now. Really good stuff indeed. Immortals past Markey and Chappers as well. Chappers down into 13th position now. We've got Nosey followed by Tory Coin, and we got Nameless as well. Boxtel's got another penalty. That's another penalty for Boxtel in the McLaren Mercedes here. My word. Oh gosh. this is not even a battle for points at the moment. So these drivers are battling for every inch of the circuit here, aren't they? Because this could become points because there's a lot of pounds on it. What on earth is going on in the background? A Nameless is now to the back of this crocodile here. My word. Really good stuff. Really good stuff indeed there. I've got to say, I'm really enjoying this midfield madness between Immortal, Marky, Chappers, Liam, yeah, then we've got Knowlesy, followed by Toy Coin and Nameless, and Cooper's now on the back of this this gaggle of cars as well. These drivers are not fighting for points at the moment, but these positions can turn to points, especially with penalties out there at the moment, as we are half distance. Well, we're over half distance now in these here in Qatar, aren't we? And look there in the foreground there, you see Immortal as Boxtal has got a Boxtal. Where is he? Oh no, he's up against the wall. Boxtal, as we said, he was out of control, and Boxtal, Nigel's out of the race already, and Boxtal that is crawling back into the pit lane. A nightmare today for Boxtal, and I think, I'm not sure, was it Mr. Rage has moved up the order? I think he has. And what's happening here? We got Knowlesy, Liam here getting past Chappers here. Chappers down in has lost 2 positions on the outside for Liam here, and Knowlesy there is going to have to back out. He does back out, but he's going to have another shot now. Look at this, and he's got so much more purchase. He's all over the back of the house cars. Why goes this way and that way? Liam here again will not be deterred. Once again in top position, and then Toy Coin now getting past Chappers as well, and them 2-4-2 position. Nameless all over the back of the Ferrari driving out. Can Chappers get back past him now? Oh, and Chappers gives Nameless 1,000 cars whip. Fantastic. Well, mega stuff indeed. That Nameless on the outside. Oh, on the outside of that Ferrari there. A bit of banging wheels. Boxtel into the pits now. He's gone back on the hard tyres for the remainder of this race. I think the Boxtel may need a safety car, but he's got a lot of penalties as well, unfortunately. Keza all over the back of the other McLaren here of Sloppin. Unfortunately, McLaren are actually falling backwards now in this race. Yellow flag as it's Boxtel again, and Boxtel, who is I think he's getting very frustrated, isn't he? Boxtel is I'm not sure if he struggled with pace or has had issues, but he's just not been at the race, does he? German's having a look there, but Percy, if German's going, no, he isn't. He's just too far back at the moment, isn't he? Equals has got past Mr. Raging Bull as well, and I think we just seen Keza getting past Sloth. We have indeed that. This is where the overtaking action is. I hope you got a ticket down to turn 1 there. I suggest you get one in the next couple of days. Magnificent. Percy still 3/10 of a second away from German. Indigo in third position. Troy has dropped off the back. He's outside of the DRS detectors at the moment now, where he keeps floating in and out of this one at the moment. Indigo has never won a race. German, a Grand Prix winner, a world champion as well, is German. Pressurising Percy, potentially to be champion-elect there. Percy is at the moment now. He's got a good advantage there, and he's extended his lead in the world championship even further tonight. Then looking very good with just 5 races to go in this championship, 6 if you include this one. So Percy is very much on a mission there. German would love to get a Grand Prix win. He hasn't won since last season. I think did he win in Silverstone? I can't remember. It was about the midway point of last season, and German has shown flash of speed there, but it's been the technical gremlins for the Alfa Romeo that has cost him this season. Now he's got a very good chance of winning. He's had pole position in this race as well. He had a 3-second penalty, otherwise he potentially could have and should have won the sprint race here. But now then, it's on lap 17 out of 29. He's got no penalties at the moment. He's all over the back of the gearbox of Percy. Percy, is he going to jump out of his way if German makes a lunge? Surely he is, because German is not involved in the World Championship Challenge, is he? So I think he would play it safe. Mr. Raging Bull back up into 5th, and with Equals down into 6th position. Green is 7th. Keza is having a lunge. He's up the inside then, and now Sam Green trying to hold on the outside. He has held on the outside. Brilliant driving there from Green there to keep himself in 7th position. Magnificent stuff indeed. Then this. Geordie's throwing away the title now. Got a Toy Coin for 3-second penalty as well. Serious Mercer said that the Boxtal is struggling and now throwing the title away with this disappointing performance of the McLaren driver. Troy will be back up into 2nd, I believe, in the Drivers' Championship. But this is good news, all good news for Percy at the moment now. With how Percy has been, I don't think it is ever going to be anyone else's to throw away his tango then. But Percy will almost be 100 points back now with just 5 5 races to go, and I think that might be a touching distance then for the championship. I think the earliest that Percy can win the championship is still Brazil, I believe. But however, I'm gonna have to check that because it doesn't feel right to me. But Serious Russian does agree with Percy. There is Percy. I think that Percy's been in fine battle most of the season, really, hasn't he? Soft has got a 3-second penalty. Lap 19 end of this race. Wow, incredible race indeed, and magnificent stuff indeed. I've enjoyed myself around Qatar tonight. It's been an absolute, oh, and here comes German again. He's going for it. He's having a look there. Oh, goodness me. You can hardly tell where the Williams ends and the Aston Martin begins. Keza now having to do some finish, and this time it's a much more easier passer for Keza. Great recovery drive at the moment for Keza. Maybe a shoe-in for driver of the day after a disappointing race in the sprint there, and now we got Liam, who is also trying to come through the field as well, but on the inside, Markey there trying to go for an overtake there. The door was slammed shut there, and Markey down into 14th position. And Liam, is all over the back of the other Alpine now of Knowlesy, who's done a really good job on those soft tyres. I must say, that's incredible. I thought the soft tyres were going to fall off. Incredible. That's just back at the front here in this one, and this headset is really hurting. I got a new headset, and so hopefully, well, not the I'm not the one I'm commentating on now, but the one that's in the PlayStation party. So hopefully people can hear me after this race. Otherwise, that's going to be a bit interesting. But we'll soon find out then. And Serious Russian, then you will enjoy Tuesday as well. I always enjoy Tuesday. Of course, bronze is in action on Tuesday. Of course, tomorrow night we got silver action as well. Talking about Percy in fine battle, so is Brabbit as well, isn't he? Of course, it's then to see in the championship, Percy and Brabbit very much have got very much in an incredible condition in their championship campaign at the moment. Their button is never over till it's over. Then now we've got Liam who's passed Nosey. Nosey's had enough and coming to the pits. And I think he's going to throw a set of medium tyres to the end of this race. No one is Nameless going to do the same. No, Nameless has stayed out here. German there was not able to get past Percy. As Percy, I'm wondering if Percy was just saving the ERS right the way around the lap then. Right, I wonder if Percy's saving his errors right around the lap, then is deploying it on the start-finish rate, which means he is able to defend there. Look at that, there's a lot of harvesting going on there as well. Remember, we also heard in the comments as well about the potential issues with fuel as well, of course. Now Toy Coin is up into, and oh, it's the McLaren off again, and where is he? He's recovering now, but it's a nightmare for Boxtown. It's a nightmare for him and the McLaren team, and you'll see in front of us there, Percy might even get a DRS off his championship rival here. Percy's championship rival is about to be lapped then here tonight. An absolute horror show. There he is at the foreground there. And I think that's one thing that Percy did not expect tonight, or the run-in for the remainder of the season there, about lapping his rival. There's Indigo, very much in a fine battle as well, isn't it? Indigo very keeping the pressure on with German. Indigo's now won a race. German, of course, has not won since last season. Percy has had 5 wins this season. Would love to make it a 6 here tonight, but he is being pressurised, isn't he? Down into going down to turn 1 there, and we've got a couple more pit stoppers in. Troy's in the pits. He's going for a different strategy here. And Troy, he's very much in the ballpark of an undercut. And I'm wondering if this is going to force the top runners into the pits as well. Goodness gracious me, then. I know, I do love this kind of racer strategy. This is going to be incredible indeed, isn't it? Soft tyres, and soft tyres all coming on the pits. Now then, Knowlesy going on soft tyres again then. Yes, that's a very good, actually, there's me thinking he's going to go on to medium. These medium guys got a pit soon, surely Serious Merchant saying, and as soon as Serious Merchant said that, they all came into the pits. Now, where is Troy then? 6-second buffer he's got between himself and the Ferrari. That gap will come down quite quickly, but on this outlap is critical in this race, isn't it there? Because now he can really put his toe down and really start to put the pressure on. Wow, go on, Troy. Moomin is saying that. Is it a pink headset? No, I've gone for the boring black tonight this time, but it did cost £25. Smart boy Troy, indeed, that he is really, he is very much, Box has got another 3-second penalty. He is very much, I'm wondering what the drivers of the front got to do. Percy's in the pits, and German is staying on. Oh my goodness me. And Troy, the Box is recovering again. German is deciding to stay up then. This is going to be an action-packed ending. What a move for Troy. What he's done there. So Percy's in the pits now. Where is Troy? He's on his outlap now. Is Percy Williams, the mechanics are ready in the pits. And now then he's got onto the soft tires and in and out, shaking all about it. Soft will be in the net lead here. He is in the net lead. There's a good spot there from Ted Tango in the pit lane. In the commentary, might be in the pit lane as well as they come out of the pits now. Where is Troy? There's Troy. Troy's coming out down the pit lane now, and he's taken the Indigo, but I think might be a bit too far back. Percy has got that position. Well, oh, he's got a 3-second penalty. The championship leader has it. If he's going to the end there, Nosius set the fast enough for the race there. Percy has got a 3-second penalty in this race there. My goodness gracious me, German has decided to stay out here. What an incredible run, 7 laps to go with Sloth leads. No, German leads, Sloth in second position, Toy Coin in third, fourth is Liam Young, Marky fifth, Coop in sixth. And now then we've got the drivers of Percy, Troy, Indigo, who are all now gone on soft tyres and surely going to the end of this one. Percy has got a 3-second penalty. German going to lose out so bad then. I'm wondering if German's going to stay out now, you know, as Percy's now side down the inside, passes Coop in the Ferrari and up into 6th position. Now here comes Troy as well, on board with Troy, the world champion then, who is having a difficult, well, I say difficult race by his standards, but what an incredible drive. And now then he's got Coop very much right in front of him here. He's got to be careful that Coop is on very old, worn, hard tyres there. And into a yellow flag then. Who is that for? It's for the McLaren of Boxtow, who unfortunately is having a nightmare race there. Toy Coin is in the pits as well. So Toy Coin's in the pits. Gap is not changed, does it? There's German at the moment. So German is going to the end now. Unless he stayed out so bad, then I think fresher tyres might be worth the pain there. I said pit early, if you're going to do it, worth the risk. And it is indeed that Germano is staying out. Liam is in third position, Marky in fourth. There's Percy. Indigo's past Troy. Indigo's past Troy. And unbeknownst to me, there he is. And Boxtow's got a 5-second penalty. And I think the Boxtow has, Troy's got a 3-second penalty and he's almost off the circuit. Troy is there. And now, Indigo without penalties then is surely in the box seats, isn't he? Goodness me. Oh, this is incredible, isn't it? Wow. And now Percy's all over the back of Marky. Marky, is he going to fight? Not too hard, I don't think, but it was still hard enough for Percy. Remember that Percy has a 3-second penalty. Indigo does not. Indigo has never won a race in the ALR, but this is an inspired drive here from Gurney needs a safety car. Serious Mushroom saying that German's in the pits, so German is coming into the pits now. And my goodness me, then, and just watching Indigo, he's going for it. He's had a look there, but Marky slams the door shut on the toes of Indigo. And of course, that this part of the race is critical, isn't it, as well? Because of course, as Indigo's on the outside, incredible, passes the Alpine and up into fourth position. German then is in the pits. Where is he? He's coming out of the pits now, but he's lost a lot of time. Then Percy retakes the lead, but is on a penalty now. Then Marky is going for it. He's having a look then, but no dice. And German now. Where's he going to be out? German's going to be right down the field. There he is. He's down in 7th position now, with drivers who've done 3-4 laps on the soft tyres. What has Indigo got left in his repertoire here then? As just on board now, German can go to the end, here shortly then. There you go then. As we just got he can make it to the end of these tyres. He's the Immortal's got a 3-second penalty as well. I'm surprised that German left it so long to be honest, because he's now lost track position. Where is German? There he is, and German now, who is has overtaken Equals in number 2, 7th position. German now is in position, Slopp's got a 3-second penalty given on Indigo. He has no penalty at the moment. 24 out of 29 here. What a race. It's probably one of the best races of the season, isn't it? And there goes German, and he's on the inside, passes Mr. Rage up into 5th position. He hasn't lost a lot of time there, has he? He has no penalties either. Up next is Marky, about 2. There he is. He's 2 seconds down the road. Then driver of the day is out in the comment section there. It is Indigo, Keza, and German. My goodness me, I'm going to be honest, I don't know who to go for at the moment. They might have to wait a couple of laps for this one, but it's going to be edge of the seat stuff. Green all over the back of Knowles as well, who's also in the points there in the Alpine. And a very good stuff indeed. I reckon that I think Marky will go to the end though, which would be good stuff indeed. There's Percy. Look at Indigo. He's doing superbly well today, isn't he? As yellow flag as a Ferrari is off in the background. Oh, it's Coop off the circuit, and I don't think he's damaged the end plate on the car, on the Ferrari, has he? As German's passed Markey and through and into sixth position. Then he's not too far back, you know, and he does have he's got three laps younger than the cars in front of him, so he doesn't have any penalty either. So this might be a grandstand finisher. Sloth has got a penalty. It's gone really bad for the McLaren team, hasn't it? Now from rags to riches. Goodness gracious me! Drive the day vote. Then it's up now. Get your votes coming in now, albeit so it's very difficult to say who's going to be where there, isn't it, at the moment now? Just been told Sloth had a puncture. Indigo could win this race, and that's why Indigo's all the way down. That's why Sloth's all the way down the order. So that's a shame indeed. I apologise. I missed that. As Mr. Ray's got a 3-second penalty, that's going to be costly as well. But he's all over the back of Markey. Markey is mobile chicane, and no disrespect to him, but he's on the harder tyres. Everyone else is coming to the pits and going on the softer rubber. And you can see, look at that. That's the difference between the soft and the hard tyres, and a very old worn hard tyre as well. Mr. Rage on the outside, taking Markey, and now comes Equaz as well. Markey's going to be looking over his shoulder though, because look, all the cars behind him. There's going to be steaming up behind him. He is the only driver on the hard tyre now, as Equaz has made it up into sixth position. In the background, there's Kaza in the background here. Thank you for sticking with us as well. This is a very I've gone for Indigo moving this in, and so the hards are in danger territory now. Tango is saying, and yes, indeed. Then so, and that's the only driver is on the hard tyre is Markey as well. That's such a shame for Sloth, because that is disappointing that Sloth is back in the pits. Well, McLaren no points, and in the Constructors' Championship with the sparks coming up out of Aston Martin of Equaz. Goodness gracious me! Here's up now. Then on the outside, there Markey cannot defend, and he is down into eighth position there. German's already up to the back of Troy. My goodness gracious me. He is on an absolute flyer. There he is, and Troy, then, who pitted first and is down into fourth. German up into third position, and Troy and German did come to blows in the last race in Japan. German is now up into third position. German's got a 3-second penalty as well, and I think that might end his challenge for the race. At the moment, the net leader is this man here. It's Indigo who leads there, as of course Percy's got a 3-second penalty at the moment. Indigo, we could have 3 new winners in this season, and goodness gracious me, that's a lot this season. And wow, incredible stuff indeed there. But Indigo has got, with 3 laps to go, he's got to make sure he doesn't lose a 1.2 seconds over Percy. Percy is going to be driving his socks off now. But Indigo, what can Indigo do here? There he is, and can Indigo get his first ever race win? Then he has shown flashes of brilliance over this season. As a bit inconsistent, mainly due to issues with his setup of the car handling. But tonight is when he's got it all together. Is an absolute incredible, inspired form, and Indigo could win his first ever Grand Prix. Here, Nosey down into 12th with a toy coin through, and in Mortal through as well, but Nosey's got no penalties, of course. And now they're all over the back of Markey, who has got no grip on those tyres anymore. Oh, and Markey's just been bashed out of the way and out of the points now, Markey is. And I think he let his teammate go as well there. My word, there is let's just get those. Oh, it's a Markey off the circuit. No, is it Markey? No, it's someone off the circuit. Didn't see who it was there. The gap there it is. It's that puncture for Markey. We're on board with Markey. I think it's our puncture there for Markey. It looks like it might be the tyre. Might be that tyre. Yes, I think that's a puncture for Markey. And he's just pushed the hard tyres too much there. And unfortunately, like Sloth then earlier on, then unfortunately having issues. What a shame then. There's a penalty for Indigo, and that he could have, and that's going to surely win the Grand Prix for Percy. And now pressure is off Percy, isn't it? Indigo driving the day packs and printing the shirts out. Is all back on then. Oh my goodness me! It's back on. It's back on for position now. As Mortals through. Green is down 2 positions. And goodness me, what is going on here? Toycoin's at the inside. Incredible, but Immortal's sticking on the outside here. But Toycoin has the outside, and he is down into number 2 position. He does have a 6-second penalty though, so he's got to find 3 seconds in the last 2 laps there. As Markey, what a shame there for Markey. Was trying to extend it then, so it's a good call for all the drivers, and they came in the pits and onto the soft tyres. There are the penalty situations on the left-hand side as well. Jordan Day vote is still out, ladies and gents, and it could be anyone, couldn't it? What a drop! But there's been a lot of incredible drives out there tonight. Happened there, magnificent. Just back and forth with Sam Green there. who's in a 10th position at the moment, but will inherit a few positions there due to penalties as well there. And just looking at the Percy, they're going for his 5th win this season, then, which will equal the number of wins that Boxall's got, as he's on 5 as well. But this will be Percy's 12th podium of the season as well, and Percy's overall win will be going up to 13, which means that it'll be one more. He'll have one more win now in Troy as well for Percy, as he is on his final lap now of what has been a fantastic and absolutely superlative Qatar Grand Prix here. One retirement, hats off to the 2 retirements. Hats off to the drivers that stuck with it. And Nigel the race said with a big crash, and Boxtel just a nightmare race for Boxtel, and that is such a shame. No penalties, sneaky. Serious much was saying that on board with Percy as well. And what could have been, Indigo's really struggling now, because here comes Gurman. He's going for it. He's on a look. Then Gurman pitted a couple of laps later, didn't he? So he's got a look fresher, softer tyres here, which means more purchase, more grip here. Gurman is absolutely is on an absolute mission to get that 2nd position back. Gurman is absolutely driven superbly well as well, hasn't he? Him and Indigo have been magnificent. Percy, though, has been once again, like he has most of the season, been absolutely incredible. Marky getting a penalty down in 60th position there. Shameful Marky and Slothbed, who had punctures there. Unfortunately, in this race, which has cost them. Then Indigo will still be loving this. What a job then he has done. Then he certainly has that. But here is Percy. Is going to be win number 13 of his career for Percy, and this is going to be another huge step to the World Championship. And Percy wins the first ever Qatar Grand Prix in ALR. What a performance for Percy! And this is a major. And I think the German has got 2nd on the line there by 54 hundredths of a second there. And it's stolen Indigo's chance of getting his best result of his career. What a drive from Percy. What a drive from Gurman and Indigo as well. Great job indeed. Troy was just beyond the 8 ball tonight, wasn't he? But win number 13 for Percy this season. Win number 13 of his career for Percy. The first ever winner of the Qatar Grand Prix. The 5th win of the season. Joint on 5 with Boxtel. Had a nightmare race here tonight. And Percy has extended his lead once again in the championship. As well, the Nameless recovers to get a point as well. A good 7th there with more to the 9th. Green and 8, Mr. Rage 7. But Keza, great drive to 5th there for Keza. Shout out to Keza. What a performance there in that AlphaTauri. Keza's on such a incredible form there. I think Toy Coin was out of the points, so I think, I'm not sure where he finished, but I think he was in front of the Ferraris, but Toy Coin, unfortunately, no points here tonight. So as I said then, win number 13 there for Percy, and that is actually his 27th podium of his career. As a magical race, Ted Tango is saying, and GG on the podium, Equals, well, I'll take that then. It was a great job indeed then. And also, I think, recovered to get some points as well for Williams' team. But Williams there have had another good day, which extended their lead in the Constructors' Championship as well. So Williams, who had a bit of a difficult season last season, I think they finished 10th in the Constructors last season, Williams. Well, they have bounced back with incredible form. Williams are I think they're 2-time Constructors Champions. I'm sure they are. Or definitely 1-time Constructors Champions, where, of course, Granty led them to victory back in Season 2. But this season, been pretty impressive indeed there. So now they are just spraying the bubbly on the podium there. Fantastic stuff indeed. And they are all going to be overjoyed with this as well. I think all the top 3, I think the top 4 was absolutely impressive stuff indeed. That the top 4, I think, was just a step above the rest of the grid here tonight, but only just then. Look at that. Hats off to Keza and Siren Green and Nameless, Liam and Chappers there with no pounds then. But Percy, his 13th Grand Prix win of his career, but goodness me, it was a close one there. Gurman finished 2nd today then with 3rd position. Indigo, great job for the top 3, and for Troy in 4th position. 5th is Keza, great recovery drive up to 5th. Equals in 6th with Raging Bull 7th. Sam B Green in 8th. Immortal 9th, and Nameless getting a point in his 3rd start. Knowles, he just outside the points in length for Liam, 12th. Chappers 13th. Coop in 14th. Marky in 15th. J Higgs 16th. Sloth 17th. Toy Coin was somewhere in 14th. Retirements was Boxtel and Nigel retired then from the Qatar Grand Prix, the first ever Qatar Grand Prix as well. Oh my goodness me, that was fantastic stuff indeed. Then, and I think that have we got a full podium here tonight? We have got a person missing, so we'll go from front to back first then, and it will be oh, we're on F2, and it will be Indigo then with a great drive to third position today. Indigo there with just a couple of laps to go. I generally thought that you was going to go for your first win there, but a 3-second penalty right at the end there just cost you.
Oh yeah, it did indeed, but I'm not bothered anyway because it was a great race overall, and the pressure got to me, so that's why I picked up a penalty. I picked up a penalty in an unusual place, so yeah, not ideal, but I knew that there was a win on the cards for me because both of them had 3-second time penalties, but unfortunately I picked up one myself. So after I was like, it's happened now. Let's just focus on staying ahead of Gerben, as he got me in the end because we were level pegging on penalties. So it was a race with him. I just forget about Percy because he was further up the road. So I'm not disappointed. I'm actually quite happy, you know, after everything that's gone bad this season. I've got a podium in Austria, now one here in Qatar, which funny enough, are both sprint races.
Do you like the sprint format then? Because you seem to thrive with the sprint format. It seems that sprint race really gets you revved up for the race itself.
I don't like sprint races actually, but there's a thing. It's short qualifying because in long qualifying you have to reset, and I buckled under pressure, as you've seen in the past. So long qualifying is not my forte. I'm not saying to change it, obviously. I don't mind what the format is. But long qualifying, there's something about it where you have to reset, and a lot of be careful of your tyres as well because you get 4 or 5 tests. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, short qualifying is better for me because you can just do consistent laps and yeah, get the laps in you need. But yeah, I don't like the sprint. I just like the usual format.
And you mentioned you had a penalty in a very unusual place. Then was that a lack of? Did you lose concentration there, or what happened there? Then was it just you running wide?
Plainly me running wide due to being like under high pressure circumstances, because I picked up 2 warnings in the same place as like you expect. Then that last penalty is like, why did I do that for? But it happens, you know. I could have got my first win of the season or in my league racing career here, but yeah, it happens and we move on. We can try and go next time because I got some decent pace for once.
You certainly have, and I wouldn't say it's just for once then. Of course, if you didn't have the issues with your car setup in your last 2 races, you potentially could have been in there you could have been up there again then. But when you do get your car set up absolutely right there, you have mentioned it's always in the sprint races, but I do think that there's some hidden potential then. So what are you thinking about for next season then, for season 10 then? Do you think you can get a championship challenge, or maybe what are you aiming for next season?
I mean, a championship challenge is on the cards for anybody. It's ideal, but I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm just thinking about one race at a time and try and gather as many points as I can for Red Bull with my teammate back, because we've lost a lot of points in the constructors after my stupidity. So, and missing races too. But next season, I'll just focus on one race at a time. If I do have a championship battle, then that's going to be my first championship battle in a while. So let's see how I cope during that. But for now, just focus on one race at a time. Try and gather up as many points as I can, and potential podiums and maybe a win. But I won't discount the championship. But the best way to think about it is just one race at a time.
I say bring it on. Well done indeed, Indigo. Great job to get your podium today. Fantastic. German, second today. You've got a podium now, and you potentially could have won the sprint race as well. Then if we can rewind back to the sprint race, you got a 3-second penalty then. How devastated was you about that?
Not too much with the sprint. It was just mainly in the race. Just I was tight a line, overtaking Troy in, and the line just I put too much throttle in, just ran me wide, so it was a bit avoidable. Had I known Indigo was going to get a penalty, could have took it more cautious, but I was trying to get him. So yeah, it's what it is, but I'll take second.
And then let's go to qualifying. What a performance for your pole position in qualifying now. Absolutely magical stuff indeed then. I think that you didn't get that last run in the end. And was you a bit worried that you was going to be knocked off your top grid spot?
Yeah, because I knew it's beatable, and then I thought Percy was going to get it. But with the middle sector, you got to turn off deployment through it for some corners, so you'll lose loads on the back straight. But yeah, just happy the pace is back there now, like consistently. So, and I can actually race with good internet, which is makes a change.
Indeed, I think I mentioned about it in the race as well. About you having issues with the connection stuff, which has been very frustrating. But then when you have got no technical problems or Wi-Fi issue, you're absolutely flying in the race as well. You pitted with a couple of laps after the your competitors. Then, what did was that because you wanted fresher tyres to maybe go for broke at the end?
No, I was going to stay out. I was looking at percentages, like could I stretch these, and I kept watching it, and I was like doing the math in my head. I was like, I'm going to be like nearly 100%, and it's not going to happen. So I had the box, and yeah, I was just rapid at the end. I didn't know Percy had a penalty, so yeah, I should maybe I could have followed him in and that, and but I don't know. I had the pace for over one lap, but it's just getting the race pace sorted now, which I think's nearly there. So yeah.
And we move on to USA in a week's time. How are you feeling for that one? Do you reckon you can get a win before the end of the season with just 5 races to go?
I hope so. I don't know. When you're like racing these guys and like Indigo, Percy, and all that, it's hard to get a win. But yeah, when I do, it'll be good. So hopefully it comes soon.
Really good stuff today, Gurman. Brilliant job with a second position. And let's go to the race here. The 13-time Grand Prix winner now, which is Percy. Percy, what a job today! Then you won the sprint and you won the Grand Prix itself, and you love the sprint race. That's your 4th win in 6 races.
Yeah, you can say I love the sprints, but really I don't. It's like what Indigo was saying earlier. I just don't like the fact that you do a short qualifying and then it's a race for your grid for the main race. I think I like the full qualifying. It allows everyone to show their true pace, and then into the main race, yeah, you do what you do, don't you? But today it was fun. I mean, it was more of a marathon today than a sprint, especially with the tyre wear around this track. I mean, after 10 laps, the hards were on something like 45%. So I think the safety cars certainly helped us a little bit.
Oh, goodness me. We was expecting some of the hard runners to go to the end, but we did see 2 punctures there, unfortunately. But, of course, as well there, you had that 3-second penalty. Did you think the race was all over when you got that 3-second penalty, with Indigo not having any penalties at that stage?
Yeah, 100%. As soon as, I mean, it was the most stupid penalty I've ever gotten on a Formula One game. I was coming out of the pits, and I've just drove off the track, like, completely my fault. Just lost focus, drove off the track, got the 3 seconds, and then obviously as soon as I saw Indigo and Gurman and Troy, they all didn't have 3 seconds. I was like, oh, the podium's gone here. I'm gonna have to settle for P4, maybe even P5. And then, yeah, as the final stint went on, saw Troy got a penalty, Indigo didn't have a penalty, and he was losing a bit of time to me. And then obviously Gurman stayed out, which I think was a bit of a stupid move from him today, because he could have, well, he probably would have had the race win if he didn't. And then obviously he got the penalty, and yeah, that allowed me for the final 3 or 4 laps just to settle down, get into a rhythm, and thankfully cross the line in first.
And of course, Troy came to the pits first, a lap before yourself, and I think it was Indigo followed you in there. But was you concerned by the undercut there? Because Troy was quite close to you, but goodness me, how concerned were you when you were jumping into the pits, and did you think you lost the lead there?
I did. Jay Hings said that Knowles had gained something like 3 seconds doing the undercut, so I thought Troy's going to come out miles ahead of me here, but I don't know if he had a bad out lap or whatever, but he only came out I think he only gained about a second on me, so thankfully managed to stay out in P1. And well, it wasn't P1, it was net P1, but it was about P5 or 6 on the track, and I had to get through a couple of the cars who were on the older tyres in front, which I managed to do safely, and that kind of gave me that buffer between myself and Troy, because he still had, I think it was Markey, to try and get through, and he got a bit stuck behind, which made Troy lose the DRS, and I could just pull away.
I always ask you this every week, but you seem to be inching closer and closer to that maiden championship win as well. You're now up to 90 points in front, and then with just 5 races to go. You keep saying you're taking it race by race, then, but surely now, with your championship rivals having a bit of a bad day, and of course I do refer back to Japan as well, where you had an absolute storming race, and then today Boxster had a nightmare race, and Troy can only manage full fed. Surely you got to be thinking about that title now, and with Williams also extending their lead in the Constructors' Championship as well, with McLaren having a bad day. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly would like to say I've got a hand on the title now. I wouldn't say for sure that it's mine yet, because you know what can happen. You saw what happened to me last season. But yeah, constructors as well. I think Immortals just being completely unlucky this season. I think the start of the season he was up there. He was having all the luck in the world, and I don't know why, but for some reason the last couple of races he's not had the best of luck. But hopefully he can get back up here and start challenging for some wins.
I'm going into USA in a week's time. Another sprint format. Then, are you ready?
I'd like to say I'm ready. I've always liked USA. I'd say it's probably one of my better tracks on the Formula One game. So yeah, I'd like to go into it thinking I got the pace of the win, but now I'm this far ahead in the championship. I think top 5 in the final couple of races, and I think yeah, I should be okay for the title. We'll see how it goes then.
Really good stuff. Well done today, Percy. Your 13th Grand Prix win of your career in ALR. Magnificent stuff indeed. And Percy has now extended his lead in the championship. He's also Williams will also extend their lead in the constructors as well. Well done to German. What a drive to second position. Well done to Indigo with a brilliant third position as well. That was fantastic stuff from all the podium sitters today. Absolutely love that race. What a race. I think that's race of the season for me. I wonder if Farf agrees with me as well. Of course, he's got to select the his favourite 3 races of the season. I hope that's on there. We'll be back. ALR will be back actually tomorrow for some silver action as well. Brabbit in a similar position to Percy. He is marching on. What can Ted Tango do? What can Dylan do to stop the roll which Brabbit is on then? Well, you're going to have to find out tomorrow as Silver now takes Sarah at action with a brilliant drive in Qatar. Well, brilliant race in Qatar then.